Cheers and welcome to the SpeakEasy Conversations, number 64. Look who's back, Doug.
Guess who's back? Yeah.
Who's back?
Maine Beer Babe, Carla. Yeah.
Okay.
Why not? We're going to talk to her anyhow. It's all good.
I thought we were going to tease it. I mean, we did, right?
Yeah, for 2 seconds. So it works.
All right. Well, I'm not going to tease this.
Yeah, what are you drinking there, man?
Mm-hmm. Oh, some beer that tastes like beer that you sent me. Right? I need my second can.
Oh, yeah, that. The from West Kill.
God, French Pilsner or whatever the hell, right?
Mm-hmm. Yep. What do you think?
Yeah. Crispy boy, right? Mm-hmm. Is that what they say?
Yeah, I knew that would be up your alley because of how crisp it was. So.
Mm-hmm. Great. Thank you.
Yeah. So I'm going to also stick with some upstate New York beer here. This is a New England IPA from Meyer Creek, which is out of Syracuse area, called Earn Your Turns, for Greek Peak Ski Patrol. So part of this, the proceeds from this goes towards Greek Peak Ski Patrol. I can't say that.
Fast. 4 times fast.
Yeah. So anyway, we're going to open this up. New England IPA happens to be in that rare family of so crisp and so clean.
What rare family of what?
Of IPAs that I actually like. So
I thought that was going to be the answer. It's wild though because New England can be hoppy and is it the juicy? Is it the juicy?
It's a citrusy juiciness of it. That's what I like. So, but as you can see, you got my nice aggressive.
And you know I love my foam and my beer.
Mm-hmm. Yes, you do.
Being well documented at this point.
Yes, Mr. Milford.
Yeah, y'all want to be all like, it's the head. Ha ha ha. Look, it's funny, but like it's foam, y'all. Foam.
So that one is not as citrusy and it's not super hoppy. I'm wondering if it's a bit long in the tooth. It's got a little bit.
Well, what does the can say?
The can doesn't say, it doesn't have a date on it. So unfortunately, this could be a little bit long in the tooth. So you know how when the IPAs are a little bit long, what happens? My brain short circuiting on the term. It oxidizes. Yeah,
yes.
I think this would have been fresh. Has probably been awesome, but it's a little bit too long in the tooth for my taste. But hey, if it's the thing is from Myers Creek, that's like I said, it's a local brewery, so I'm gonna try their stuff if I can find it. Hey.
All right, Doug.
Yeah. Hey, this is a professional show, man.
Yeah, hell yeah. I try to do a professional show elsewhere.
You do. I'm the one that brings us down.
Yeah, and I'm not trying to do that shit there. I can barely do it over there. But what I can do, Doug, is talk about myself a little bit. Well, it's annoying.
Please do.
Well, not annoying, but it gets weird. Tomorrow's Lager. This is one of the few events that you will be able to. This is one of the few public events that Badger Beer Report does. Tomorrow it'll be Chris Drosner, Joel, and I out there drinking our collaboration beer, the Dash beer. So details on that, y'all. Unfortunately, it's a 1-barrel batch this year, not being distributed, so I can't get y'all any unless y'all in Wisconsin. But it's a crisp Vienna lager. It's a beautiful beer. It's fun. Tomorrow at Lager Friends, you can meet us all and hang out. So that'll be cool.
Nice.
always cool. Lager and Friends is one of those. For those who don't know, there's like 12 brewers, free pretzels and brats. It's just $40, Doug. It's just small. It's kept small for a reason. It's kept tamped down for a reason, and it's just lagers. And my friends, all kinds of brewery friends will be there, including Working Draft and Volt. And y'all know
Nice.
I'm not even gonna. Well, I'll get to talk to Volt about Volt. Actually, right now. So we still have 6 breweries out there, y'all, in the wild in Wisconsin. You can see most of them are in the east. That little blurb up there is Boulder Junction. They ran out of it, y'all. They drank it all.
Damn.
There's still 6 breweries here. I believe those breweries are Vault, Brudoman, Lombardi, Mobcraft, St. Francis, and Tailwinds. All have the New Kids on the Maibach Badger Beer Report collaboration. And tomorrow, Doug, will mark the first time that there will be 2 Badger Beer Report collaboration beers on at the same time.
Oh, nice.
And that's I would say that's something I should clap for. There we go. So yeah, check it out. This beer should be running out soon, y'all. So get to it if you are in Wisconsin. And lastly, busy over at the Badger Beer Report. Tomorrow is the last drop for our homebrew competition, the Badger Beer Report Summer Mashup. Our partnership with Madison Homebrewers and Tasters Guild. Doug, who puts on, say it, Doug, the Great Taste of the Midwest.
Great Taste of the Midwest, which I will be at.
People, y'all, and amazing club to be part of. But they're running this competition tomorrow. It ends. You have to get your registrations and your bottles in. We have 101 entries, Doug, out of 150. This is our first time putting this on, so that deserves a clap too. Yeah. So if you're a home brewer, y'all in Wisconsin, and y'all want to try to beat me, I have an entry out of what was 101. I'm in there. Y'all want to try to beat me and win, ultimately, a beer that will be brewed at Sunshine Brewing and tapped, hopefully, at the Great Taste of Midwest, where even Doug will be able to try it this year. Right, Doug?
Yes, sir. I'll be there. So,
and there'll be 3 other collaboration beers from Badger Beer Report there, Doug.
That's going to be fantastic. I can't wait. I really can't wait.
Good times. Hell yeah. What's going on?
Since that beer was bad and it was too old, I'm going to open another one. So
you have that privilege.
I do. This is a coffee blonde from Beer Tree Brewing, which is just up the street from me, actually.
All right.
Now, honestly, what's funny is the coffee they're using is from Batch, which they also own.
Oh, my bad.
Yeah. So Batch Coffee, they also own that. So Beer Tree did a coffee collab, 5.5% of blonde ale brewed with Batch Coffee. So yeah, okay. Unfortunately, that other one was I think it just was old and it did not taste good. And I'm not going to waste time drinking stuff that's bad. So
we don't have time for a drain pour.
Mm-hmm.
Respectfully.
So, yeah.
And it happened.
And I bought that at a bottle shop, and
yes.
I should have known better because it had no date on it. So cheers to you. Look how nice that looks.
And while Doug drinks that, it's pretty. Public service announcement. Drain pours are part of the process. Mm-hmm. They're literally part of the process. Not every beer that you make is going to be exquisite and as what the brewer intended, like Doug is drinking, right, Doug? I'm over here lecturing. What's going on?
This is excellent. Like, this is nice blonde ale with a nice backbone for that. And the coffee is there, but it's not overpowering, but it's just a good flavor right throughout all the like, not an aftertaste, it's all blends together really beautifully. Beer Tree, I have some qualms with for different reasons, but
do we need to go into them?
No, it's nothing nefarious. It's just anyway, they're very corporate in how they approach things. Like when I talked about, I used to the North Brewery, when they were open, their brewer went and brewed with them and said it was like brewing in a museum. No personality. They just brew shit to put shit out. And hey, that they have 3 locations and they do great and they do a lot of business, so it works for them. But like, but
So
this is excellent.
Mhm.
This is really good. You know who would really
Mhm.
love this? JHG. JHG would like this because of the coffee in it. And I think actually, I think Jeff would like it too because of the coffee flavor. But I'd be really curious to see what he thinks. Or Jerry. Like, so now I have to buy more so I can send it to them, I guess.
and what am I? Chopped liver?
Yeah, you are. No, I'm just kidding.
Well,
So now I
at
have
least,
more beer I got to buy so I can send it to all you knuckleheads.
at least you're fucking honest.
Yeah.
All right, man. So yeah, look at this. And look at this. There's all
Ah, Mike.
kinds of
Yes,
coffee.
I did. The coffee blonde, my man. Mike,
All
man.
right, all right.
I miss
So
having you in here. It's good to see you here.
yeah, so as we usually do here, y'all, Doug is going to introduce our guest because Doug booked our guest, but I'm better friends with her than he is, so I don't.
That is
I'm going to be very territorial about our friend tonight. So
yeah.
and you don't get to claim her, Doug. So, but you do get to do the intro, and thank you for booking her, please, because of course I'm all like loving her, and I didn't book her, so you did. So there you go with that. Right?
Well, I don't think I really have to do much introductions, right? I mean, she's been on a few times. It's a Maine Beer Babe. Carla, she's just great palate, great knowledge of beer. Maine Beer, like I was fortunate enough when my wife and I were on vacation up there a few years ago. I got to meet her. I cannot remember the brewery we were at when we met, but I'm sure she'll remind me because she knows all that
Well,
shit.
that's how you know you had a good time.
I did. And she was pregnant at the time, so she didn't really get to imbibe with us. So, but
so you drank for her? Is that what I'm hearing?
Yes. So it was Norway Brewing Company. That is correct.
Norway.
Yeah.
So. All right. Well, Doug, you do the honors here because we do things together at the same time or something.
Yeah. So everybody, welcome Carla Lauter back to the fold.
Hey. Hello.
Welcome, Carla.
Hey, must have been about 2 years ago because I have a 2.5-year-old now. So
yeah, that was a lot. You haven't been here in 2.5 years. That's the thing. No. That's I was like, man, Carla hasn't been here a long time. I need to get her back on the show.
Yeah.
So.
And did I redeem myself with the clappy because I gave you a buzzer in the pregame?
Appreciate it.
Oh, I did. What's going on, Carla? Nice to see you. How is everything up there in Maine? Is the world crumbling up there too, or is it?
Oh yeah, totally. We've got crazy political stuff going on up here too. Before we were on, I was basically saying that like my family unit, like people around me, my life, my job, great. The rest of the world, woo. But we're doing okay. I've got a great 2-year-old. She's just amazing. Motherhood is awesome. Things are going really well. Just in general, like digging it. Everything turned out good, and I've been it's just a totally new phase of life for me. It's kind of fun. And we're just kind of loving every minute of it. And in Maine, we had a really long, really cold winter. So we just came out of that. So I'm feeling a little bit optimistic because like it's been 60 and 70 for like a week here. And I might be able to actually take my plants outside now. So there's we're feeling like we're hitting summer, at least, as short of the summer as we get. At least we're getting a little bit of that. But we have primaries for stuff for our governor coming up. We're trying to kick Susan Collins out of our world. Like there's a lot happening up here, just in local politics and national politics, and then just the world going to fascism and everything else. So it's it is what it is. But I will say that it's great also to just be chatting about beer again, because I really have been in the beer sphere much. I'm on the social media is ranting probably more about politics and feminism than I am about beer these days, but it's fun. It's still fun, and it's still fun.
And anything in a glass?
Yeah, I'm drinking. I've got a Baxter Stowaway today. It's a pretty standard one for Maine. It's a really good go-to IPA. Yesterday I had a Foam Brewers Saison that was amazing, and if I had known that it was going to be that amazing, I would have saved it for the show. But we did a couple of favors for our neighbors across the street. They brought us back some foam when they went to Vermont recently, and we were down to 2 beers We were down to a steam beer and a saison. My husband took the steam beer. I took the saison last night, and I was like, "Oh man, I should have saved this. Is so good." So that was delightful. That was probably the best beer I've had in a couple of weeks. So it was really nice. But this Baxter is solid. They just kind of quietly make solid things, which is really nice. And then every once in a while, they'll throw something crazy out there, like a coconut chocolate porter thing. That's yummy. But they're good. They're right near me in Lewiston, so it's really easy to get their beer.
So sounds cool. So before Doug, I have something, and then we'll jump in. But so I had an experience today that I think a bunch of people did. It's beer related, so let's talk about it. So, one of my favorite breweries here is Youngblood Brewery, but it's not. They're an IPA sour place.
Yeah.
It's all IPAs, all sours, and the brewer is excellent. And the thing I love the bitch about Youngblood and people around me know is that the brewer loves to just play, so he plays with the IPAs and the sours, right? But he doesn't like to brew lagers. But Carla, when he does, it's fucking exquisite. So it's a hair pulling thing.
Yeah.
Because you go into his brewery and there's 4 sours and literally 6 IPAs. And I'm like, that's cool. I want to try them. And then I just see 2 lagers. So I'm like, damn, let me get the lager. So today they opened up their new production facility. So it was the first day, and I was there at the brewery at 3 o'clock. So my adjacent question is, have y'all ever been to a brewery? I like Badger Beer Port puts me in these places now. So I've been to a couple breweries on that day, before they opened, I was there. Have y'all ever done that? And is there a certain mindset that you go in to a opening brewery kind of situation, Carl? I know you've done.
Oh yeah,
I only question if Doug has done it because he's so rural.
Yeah,
generally. But Carla, what's going on?
Yeah, so I've gone to a lot of brewery openings, soft openings, pre-openings, just because Maine's such a small community that what's coming down the pike. So when there's new stuff, it's it's coming. I have a general rule of thumb that is probably too generous, but it's one of those things that's just how I roll, which is
hold on 1 second, Carla. I'm definitely talking about opening day, not the pre, because I went to the pre one for opening day has its own special.
Okay, opening day. All right, yeah. So same thing with opening day. Even opening day. I have a little rule that I don't judge a brewery by its opening day. I am gonna give them a good solid 3 to 6 months after opening day before I actually judge the quality of their shit, because there's so much that happens to you announce when you're going to open, right? And you're struggling to get the amount of beer that you need, and maybe it's not the quality that you want, but you have to have something to serve people on the day that you told people that they were going to come. I'm very forgiving about that very first day, that opening day, because they're trying so hard. They're cute. And you don't know anything about what they're going to be like once they actually get their feet underneath them. So a lot of people, though, because of the role that I used to have of, kind of really knowing the Maine beer scene, they would want to know my opinion immediately. So I got good at deflecting opinions immediately, but I would tell the brewer back if they asked. So if they said, I actually at one point, I actually confronted one brewery once because I was like, I'm pretty sure this red is actually infected, which is a different problem. And I took it off, totally not in front of anybody, but I was like, I just want you to know I'm tasting some stuff that's concerning. Check your stuff. And they were mad for 5 minutes, and then they checked their stuff and they were like, oh yeah, no, it's total shit. I was like, sorry, you guys.
Oh,
but
I know why they were mad, but go on.
Well, they didn't want to. It was one of those things that I was like, well, okay. But I've definitely been there on opening day. I've been there on that very first baby steps day for a lot of breweries, and most of the time they do not have 100% of their stuff together. They just don't. And they don't have the customer service together. They don't have the POS systems don't work the way they want them to. It's a big deal. So I give them in that kind of tricky art meets science meets business world of beer, I give them probably more credit than they're due. Once you get past 6 months, if you don't have it together, though, I'm going to be starting to talk crap about you.
Absolutely. And I feel before we toss the before we toss the dog, I feel all those things, but specifically for the young blood, just for my example, they have been established for 7 years. This is just a new place. So the beers are on point, right? The issue though is like those, like you said, the POS systems,
nothing
the
works.
flow of the crowd. These are things that I don't think you can figure out as a brewery until that first day. Right. Even those like nice little openings, you know what I mean? Like it's just not the first day.
Right. And you think about it too. Like, again, you think of the people who open breweries, like, okay, they get to a certain point, they're going to open a different location or a new tasting room or whatever, right? They didn't come into this business as restaurateurs, people, psychology planning, POS manager. Like that's not what they came in. They came in to make beer and they wanted people to drink the beer. That's Daniel. That's yes. That's what I think of every time I hear POS, to be completely honest.
Me too. Every time.
But like every time, but they don't know things like, oh, you totally should not have put the register on that side of the bar because that's where all the bussers come in and out and no one can get to pay. So like you have to just experience that and be like, we're not doing that anymore. And then I've had there was one that had this horrible system of like, you were supposed to like order with a QR code to get the thing to flag to your table, and they like abandoned it in a week. They were like, this is not going to work for anybody, for the culture in which they put this brewery together. It was like, no.
And that brewery was sold, oh, this will make it easier for your people.
Sure.
They were sold that.
And people in the industry that make these systems also don't know the world of beer at all, because it's still that niche of a thing. Yes, you can have opened 100 restaurants, and does not equate at all to opening a brewery tasting room. Like they're just not the same. And it's not even the same as a bar. So like it's this weird like middle ground that people have to wrap their head around. I don't know.
Yeah, and I have a QR code story from today, actually, but we'll get the dog right now. We're not gonna.
I love to pitch QR codes. Oh, go for it.
It actually worked today, but I'll get to that. Go on.
All right. So quickly, your idea of like, I look at that almost at everything, Carla. When it's like something first comes out, I am not gonna.
Yeah.
Because when things first come out, they're always rushed. Doesn't matter what it is. It could be a phone. It could be a car. It could be a brewery. It could be a restaurant. Like that first couple months, it's just chaos. Yeah. And like I remember there's 2 breweries near me. One's called Crooked Mouth, and then there's another one called Owego Brewing Company. And Owego Brewing Company came out, and from the start, their beers were just fucking good. The guy makes solid, just everything's in 4 to 6.5%. Nothing more. Makes all German styles, just nails everything. And but like the place, he was still kind of beefing it up. It really wasn't ready, but he said he was going to open. Yeah. And then the thing is, the opposite was true for Crooked Mouth. Their place was ready, but their beers were just kind of all over the place. Yeah. And what's funny is they have like the Owego Brewing Company has like 10 taps. And it's one guy making all the beer. One guy owns a place and he makes all the beer. And then so he basically has like 6 or 7 that are mainstays, and then he rotates 3 to make weird stuff, but not really weird stuff, just different variants. And then Crooked Mouth makes like 4 flagships, and they make those all the time. And then they make like 6 others that are just whatever they decide to make. And the Crooked Mouth Brewery, their facility, I don't know if you feel this way, if either of you, when you go into a place and it's just wrong, because it just feels wrong. The acoustics are bad. They took an old ice cream shop and made it into a brewery, which I thought was a cool idea. It was a classic ice cream place, and they decided just let's maintain it because it's a classic place. And then they put neon lights in it, and I'm like, it's too bright. There's nothing soft. And as someone who's partially deaf, like if I'm in a place and it's just echoey, that's terrible. It's terrible for me. But it's terrible for like even my wife, who hears great, is like, this is too bad. And so, but it's like whereas Owego Brewing Company's place is much softer.
Yeah.
but smaller. And then they have like a rooftop, like when you go up the step with this. So I don't know. It's just funny to see. Like I agree with you so wholeheartedly. I'm like, if some place opens, don't judge them on that first thing because it's never going to be right.
No, it's
And
never gonna be right.
Outside of judging, though, do you go? Is it
Oh, yeah.
something that's
I mean,
is it an incentive because it's the first day?
See, I liked it when I was trying to like get to know the people because you knew that the owners were going to be there. You knew that the brewers were going to be there. Like for that opening day, it's like everyone who works there will be on staff. It'll be good. It'll be whatever. If I come 6 weeks later, it's just the 20 something that they hired 20 minutes ago to back the bar to talk to, right? So like for me, it was more of the only reason I went to the openings is because I got to know the people who ran the brewery, but also everybody else in the beer nerd community that comes to all of these things were all there. So we were all hanging out together being like, this one kind of tastes a little like, so like it was a social thing. Like I don't think it was the value of going like, oh, I have to experience the new location. It was more like, hey, y'all going to the opening of this? Yeah, let's go hang. It was an excuse to get out and have some places.
Yeah. So at Youngblood today, it was a mess. Like, and actually the owner even said it was a mess. So like it was just a mess. Like the lines were all over the place and like the lines were long. So what happened was they had these QR codes, right? And they were just on the table, but the lines were long. So the guy in front of me was like, I got my beers before it got long. I'm going to try this QR code. So he tried it. And then the first time he waited 9 minutes for his beer. So then, and by the time he the line would have not, he would have been still waiting. So then I was like, oh, I'll do this. So then I got like 4 minutes. And then somebody came and it was just beer. So it wasn't just, they were just pouring the beer and bringing it out. So then I was like, oh, I'm going to order some takeout for the boys. So I ordered takeout for the boys and I was like, oh, fuck, I ran out of beer. So QR code is right there. So I just did it. And like literally 2 minutes later, the dude was like, here. And I was just like, okay, so this is, so I was a QR code hater. I still kind of am for the most part. But like this was a cool area where I saw the vision. Also, Youngblood's outside, like I don't know if y'all you probably don't know. So it's like so it's in a new development, Carla. And
like one of those like revitalized areas where everything is like shiny and okay.
Yeah, not revitalized, just built out. It's kind of actually in like the suburbs kind of near me, right? And they're just building out the system. So they're good, you know what I mean? So they anchored a hockey arena there. Now Youngblood is like right there. And then they're gonna have an outdoor hockey rink right in front of Youngblood. The best part about it is with these QR codes is that like I could just roll up, not even go in, and just QR code and just have you bring my beer out or have you bring my crunch wraps and my beer because the crunch wraps there are amazing. And so I like that aspect where if you all know if you go sit somewhere, you might get a waitress, you might not. Like it may take an hour. She may not even care after she takes your order. Like she may not get back out there. She may not know you're there. It's just that whole thing. So like when implemented right, I think we can do this. But again, like we were even talking about how I want to talk to someone sometimes, Carla.
Yeah.
I want to know what's going on. Like
right.
And then I was also lastly, I'll shut up. I got one trick.
Choose the method. Like I want to be able to like some days I don't want to talk to anybody. I just want to drink the beer.
Right. So it's a mix. But like one tip I want to tell y'all in situations like this is what I do. And y'all know because I'm really, really busy and extra about my beer drinking, especially in a line situation and I'm talking to someone, I always will say, hey, give me a full pint of that wonderful thing that I want. And then can I just have a quick taster of that 13 weird thing? And they're usually just like, yes, because you're buying. And like, it's not like you're sitting there saying, give me a taster of like 6 beers. And if you like that beer, Carla, then that's the next one you're going to get off the QR code because I'm not waiting in line.
Nice.
You have responses to all this, Carla and Doug?
No, that's smart. Most of the time, my beef with the QR codes is it's not an ordering system. It's just it's a way to scan a menu that's small and crappy on a PDF that is horrible to navigate on a phone that you have to like zoom in to like what it is and then zoom over to where the ABV is. And then you have to repeat the whole thing to the waitress while you're going, wait, what was that called? That I hate. The QR code that just literally links to a terribly formatted PDF menu that can die a fiery death. I hate that.
Gotcha.
I have used I think it
This
was
one went to like the
airport.
ordering system.
Yeah,
It went
see, like
right to
I,
the ordering
I
system.
have in an airport before used one that had an ordering system where you
Yeah,
basically
yeah.
like saddled up to a seat, just push
Yep.
some buttons, and some stuff arrived.
Boom.
And that was,
Mhm.
other than the fact that it was an airport and it cost $1 bajillion, it was really good. And it was like, and it was just one of those things that, especially like when traveling, I was like, all I wanted was the food and the beer. I don't want to chit chat.
Right.
Just
Right.
give me the fuel so that I can keep doing what I'm doing now. But I think in that situation, like in a brewery space, I do want to be a little bit social. So I'd like to be able to have like a choose your own adventure. You can go up to the bar, or you can order via the QR code thing. Like that would make me happy, because then I would like the days I don't want to get up, or like, hey, if I'm there, with my family or whatever, and I don't want to leave the table for 20 minutes to go up to the bar or whatever. Like it's easy.
Right.
It's easier.
Right. Sometimes right. And also when I'm and again, I can't speak to being a woman and drinking single in a bar, but I drink alone in a bar. Sometimes sometimes I just don't want to leave my seat because it's busy, and I just want just bring me a beer, please. And I don't want to wait either, like for them to come back, especially if it's busy. So I don't know, it kind of worked out. Do you have any comments on the QR code thing?
I am an old man, so I fucking want my physical menu. I listen, does that mean I can't do it? Yeah, I can do that. And like Carlos said, the problem is most of the time you do the QR thing, you're not getting an ordering system. Which Daniel mentioned Aslan. Yes, it did have that when we went there in Pittsburgh. They did have that sort of setup.
Yeah, that's right.
And that worked. So but I just it's just I just if I have to, what I dislike is if you're in a place and they say we only have QR codes.
That's how you
give me the option. Give me the option.
Yeah.
Here's a physical menu, or here's a QR code. Great, cool. I can do either or. My kids will be like, here's QR. They're great. Me, I want the physical menu. I feel that. Sorry, Greg. Give me a second. I just think it's like if the old people are like, I want my newspaper. That's what. That's what I feel like.
The world's going to turn, and we're going to be old and wait. But Carla, also what I liked about it too is like, so the QR code was tied to a location. It wasn't tied to anything else. So like if you and Doug were there, or you and your husband were there, like y'all could have your own thing, and then I could walk up and then scan the QR code and it said join the group or do separate. So then I could just get a beer and sit down, and then we're like, okay, I'm gonna leave, and then I have my tab, and then y'all have your tab. This is really, really nice how it was structured. And it was, you could tell there was like people thinking about this, and I think it really helped, especially when it was a crush. Like, when it's a crush, and I'm like, damn, I just need a beer. You might sell more beer if someone doesn't have to wait in that line. So practically, I think it's just smart. If it's again, it has to go to that ordering system where I can again see the you go there, you can see the menu, you can pull up the what it looks like, all those things. So it has to be refined, and I think we were in
that come and go kind of way that people interact in bars. Like that would be really cool. Like, hey, I'm sitting over here. I'll send my next beer over here, because that's the one thing that I probably drive people at Novari Res crazy is that I'll sit by myself until I see people that I know. So then I've started a tab in the bar, and then now suddenly I'm sitting down with Josh Christie, or I'm sitting down with Kaya, like all these people, and then I'm like, oh, my server doesn't know where the hell I am. So it's one of those things. Like then I got to be like, no, I ordered at the bar. Let me go back to the that would make sense to just be like, hey, I'm at the end of the bar now. Like, just give me my next beer down.
Yeah, and I as I tell my kids, I think sometimes when anybody is hit with technology, it's always kind of a thing. And also when technology is rolled out, it's never the finished product, which we want to talk about breweries. So then people hate new technology because the new technology is not great at that moment. So I think, again, the QR code thing, again, we weren't anywhere near any of this QR code shit, takeout, curbside before we had a big ass problem in 2020. And like at least the big ass problem in 2020 and 2021 and 2022. Well, the problem still remains because of people from there. But that aside. Like Carla, like basically being on as a person who, I believe is a scientist or worked around a lot of scientists, the front edge of technology is risky in the aspect of public opinion. You want to talk about that, Carla?
Yeah. I mean, it's tough. You have to almost like stake your claim as an early adopter. Like, I know this is the first thing, and I know that I'm ahead of everybody. Blah blah blah. But also, you know that this is going to evolve and be feedback. But I think
Right.
the biggest problem I have is not even the fact that the QR thing was like new and we all were trying to figure out, COVID and distancing and all that. It's that we went, oh, cool, we don't have to print anything anymore. Let's just put the crappiest version of our menu out there. And so it was a education problem from the purveyors of all these places, like the restaurants, whatever. Because like they could have used a QR code to go to a website that scales to your phone. Like they could have put it on a web page that then would have been like readable and awesome. But they instead just know how to print things. So all they did was save a PDF with like 10-point font that nobody can flip and read. So it's an education thing.
Right. And then we roll up to this shit. We're like, fuck, we hate this shit. Fuck this shit.
But it's the QR code's fault. It's the person who made the menu's fault. Really.
Right.
We really should be transferring our blame on whoever's managing that flipping document in Word with terrible fonts. And it's tiny. I'm sorry. And Canva exists now, people. Make things nice. It's free.
Oh, we're gonna have a Canva conversation when we get to the brewery logos. But that
hey, can I make a quick comment? Because the idea of like if you do the thing when if you go to a website, it is not hard to say, here's the format, fit it to that format. If you're on a desktop, if you're on a phone, if you're on a tablet, it's easy now. Like just make that work.
Most of the time,
it's a fucking checkbox, or maybe it's a small setting.
It's not even that. When you do stuff on WordPress, it just automatically resizes it to be whatever your device is. Like most of these breweries, they don't have complicated websites. They're doing bespoke out of a box. They're doing Squarespace. They're doing, WordPress and all of that. If you had one hidden page on your thing that was the menu and you just updated that, it would solve all of our problems. But they don't. So I'm just putting it out there. I used to fantasize talk about logos and stuff. I actually used to fantasize about like having a second consulting career where I just went in and like redid every brewery's shit websites because they're all awful.
Oh,
well, you're gonna love our segment later. I guarantee.
Oh, good.
Good. Doug, you haven't even seen the logos.
No. And I am pretty hard on beer logos, but I cannot wait to hear Carla's take.
So,
I'm mean too, yeah.
So Carla, I don't know. Again, I don't. We don't assume. And actually, so we'll give everybody the context. The context is definitely since the last time you've been on, we started this this segment called the segment that Joel inspired. And Joel Geyer, you should know him. You were on one of his podcasts a bunch of years ago. Yeah, he's on Badger Beer Report now, and him and I are literally work husbands. We talk more than we talk to maybe our significant others because it's kind of like that business wise. But he sends me logos, and this week actually, he actually sent me 2 logos, and then like he started sending me logos. So then sometimes Doug and I mixed in other ones. We've had non-brewery ones, which have been
those were wild,
right? So we're back to breweries because you're here, so that'll be fun. And Joel gave me a doozy. So it's going to be fun. But Doug, you have a doozy, don't you?
Yeah, I'm going to go, since my first beer I had one sip of and fucking that thing sucks. So I put it to the side because it was aged wrong. I showed this to Carla in the pre-show, but look at the canner on this fucking thing. Look how beautiful that is.
It's so pretty. I love it.
It's
whippoorwill. Yeah, give me a good botanical illustration, 2-color, like gorgeous. Yeah, that's nice. I like it.
The simplicity, Carla.
Yeah, the simplicity, the clarity, the like. It kind of harkens back to that like 18th century naturalist kind of stuff. Like it's just cool.
Sure.
It's fun.
Yeah, so this is from Twin Elephant out of New Jersey of all places, Chatham, New Jersey. So I don't know exactly where Chatham is, but I got that purely for canner because that was like I like canner and I like some things that are done really well. But when they're simple and done well, that's even better. So yeah, we're gonna see how this is in my nice little Giant Jones glass.
Daniel confused me because he's not talking about Joel Geyer there, but
you're talking about Joel Gratzik. But yeah.
Joel Geyer doesn't know WordPress that well, as far as I know.
Look at how pretty that is.
Joel Gratzik brings.
So this is an American stout too. It's only 5.8%. So we're gonna give this a go.
Only.
I think
You
it's
know how
funny
to.
that Doug just like it turned around to go get something, and he looked like he like faded into the Mr. Rogers
I know
castle.
he just walked
He
past.
just he's like goodbye.
He's getting ready to move the train.
Yeah, there you go.
Gonna hang out with Captain Kangaroo in the back.
Amazing.
So that is a nice, tasty American stout. I don't know. How do you feel about American stouts versus like I see American stout is very specific for how the flavor profile is. It's not my favorite style of stout, but I got that for the can art. So
yeah,
it's a good solid one.
I do like them. I don't see enough of them. Frankly, there's just not enough stouts in general out there in the market. But when I do see them, they actually are quite nice. Mass Landing makes a really nice one up here. Can't remember the name of it. I'll have to look it up. But when I have them, I'm usually pleasantly surprised by that slightly more bitter version, that American stout profile. Like I like it. It's grown on me.
Yeah, it's definitely different than
I used to like
what
the
you're used to. Yeah.
I used to like the kind of sweeter, heavier porters, and I don't anymore. It's not my jam as much anymore. I definitely like the kind of drier, for lack of a drier. Is that it? Yeah.
It's not like an Irish dry stout, but it's kind of closer to that mouthfeel than it is to like the old one. Like Greg will remember when we first started, I had all the pastry stouts, all the dessert stouts. Give me all those. And now I'm just like, that's too freaking sweet. I can't handle that shit. Like it's too sweet.
Yeah, it's like nauseating for me sometimes. Yeah, it's like too much. It's like, yeah, that's fun for a sip, but I'm not drinking, whatever, 18 ounces of that. It's like, no thanks.
Oh,
all right, y'all, we all caught up. Oh, I'm not caught up.
Yeah. Do your thing.
I'm pretty sure. Excuse me?
There's a comment I want to show when you're done. Please, sorry.
Do it now.
Okay. As Jeff would say, you knew this was coming. You knew this was coming because that's Jeff.
I do like a good oatmeal stout, though. Not gonna lie, I'm a fan of those too. I wish there were more of those. I wish there were more oyster stouts too.
Yeah, in the segment that in my segment of who sent me this, is this you, Doug?
Ooh, Jack's Abbey. Ooh, I like Jack's Abbey. They do.
Yeah, look who they collaborated with.
Wait, what?
Weststeiner.
Wow, nice. Oh, that's fun.
Weststeiner.
Fun.
Yeah.
Ooh. Yeah, and it's a fest beer. That's rad.
I would be curious, Greg. Tell me what you think of this because I really love that beer. But
that's fun.
It's good, dog. It's good. It's good. Is it? I want to see age on this. It's not remarkable, Doug. It's good. Solid. It's good.
Well, I think that's.
But
I think I sent you that a while ago, like a month.
So, and this is I think part of the lager problems. Respectfully, the ceiling, respectfully, is lower than, in my opinion, the ceiling for ales. For ingredients and all those things, adjuncts, if that makes sense, Carla. There's a bigger area of creation, and so to me that gives a bigger ceiling than beers that taste like beer, if that makes sense. Like there's only so good that you can make a beer that tastes like beer. You can really bang one out, but it's not going to be an ale, right? Or no, or maybe I'm...
there was one time, oh God, when was that? It must have been like 2016 maybe. Portland, Maine, they organized a lager fest, and it was only lagers, and it was only like you could, they were like every brewery could bring like 2 beers, and they could only bring like, oh no, I'm sorry, it was a Pilsner fest. It was all Pilsners. The whole thing was Pilsner.
Oh, that's even.
And the nerds, the nerd nerds are going around going, have you had this Birra Italiana, like whatever? And they're like getting into it. I'm like, this beer, tastes great. It's a hot day. It's sunny. That I cannot tell the difference between 80% of these, and not in a bad way. Like they're all insanely clear, crisp, perfectly executed, but you have nothing to play with. Like you have no tweakability for something like a Pilsner. And to have a festival where all of them are Pilsners was both the most insane experience. But also just to see people losing their mind over like a hard to get Pilsner, and it tastes just like the one that you could get down the street was really funny to me. But it was again, they were all excellent. Like you,
Right.
if you do an IPA fest, not every beer you would have in there would be excellent. Like that's just not
Correct.
just straight
But-
up. Like they
right.
picked
And
great breweries, they all executed it perfectly. But I was like, there is only so much range within a certain
Mhm.
beer style that is
Mhm.
even allowed.
Yeah.
So and lagers, they are like this whole that is their whole thing, is that that is the pure lane that they live in.
Yeah.
But I don't dislike them for that. It's just
and
more,
the,
if I get a
yeah.
good lager from a brewery, I'm happy, but it's not like, oh, I need to have that guy's lager. It's like, oh no, that guy's Pilsner is great.
Mhm.
You know
Mhm.
what? Mass Landing's Pilsner is great too. So like,
right. And what you explained to, which I didn't, which is you filled it apart, which is I believe that ale's floor is lower, right? You can really fuck up an ale really, really bad. You can fuck up a lager too, right? But I think again,
it
like
can
you're
go
right.
wrong
Like,
in more ways.
yeah. Absolutely. Absolutely. Doug, do you have anything for the
Keller beer is
lager
so
thing
good.
before we get weird?
I see
Well,
Keller beer in the chat. Keller beer is so good.
Yeah, Keller beer is such that's another style we don't see enough of. It's a good style.
Need more of that. Need more of those for sure.
Yeah. So the thing is for Pilsners, so I like them really crispy.
Mhm.
I don't like, there's different styles that
Bigger
have
ones
more
and
hoppy, that are really
Mhm.
hoppy, and that is not my jam. I'm not a hoppy IPA, I'm not a hoppy pale ale person. I'm also not a hoppy Pilsner person. Now you're gonna have pops because that's what Pilsners is, but I really like them super crisp, and it's just interesting. That would be my distinction. But if I'm gonna have a bunch of hoppy Pilsners, I'm not gonna know the difference. I'm not gonna know any. I'll be like, oh, it's a Czech or Italian or okay,
Yep.
well, all right.
Yep.
So I get you there.
I gotta figure out how long ago that was. It was a long time ago.
Yeah.
Doug, question for you.
No, tomorrow night. Saturday will be game 7 of OKC San Antonio. So
Right.
it'll be an interesting thing there tomorrow. And then
Cool. I ain't
the
trying to talk
next
about it. I
week.
just wanted to know if I need to turn on my TV. This
Nope.
is what I want to talk about. Unless y'all are y'all ready?
Sure.
Dude, say what
Carla
you
wants to
think.
talk about some weird shit, so we're gonna let Carla talk about weird shit, right? Cool.
Let's go.
We'll call this. Carla wants to talk some weird shit conversation, and this is the weird shit that Carla would like to talk about.
Bad.
Y'all.
This is bad. This is really bad. And I don't understand why people aren't talking about this. I really don't understand why people are talking about this. So somebody sent me this today and they're like, this is real. And I'm like, excuse me? So I thought, okay, yeah. They've been releasing a lot of like Area 51 stuff. Yeah, okay, sure. You're gonna like pretend that aliens exist now. No. That is not what this is.
Nope.
This is the scariest anti-immigrant rhetoric I have ever seen come out of our government on a webpage. It is talking about like aliens walk among us and they don't belong, and you can track them and find them in your communities. It's the scariest thing I've seen in a long couple of weeks, and I'm just like, no one is talking about this.
Yeah.
No one is talking about this, and I've been trying to like punch it up on social today, and nobody's reacting to it. And I'm like, dude, you actually have to go into it and read it. It's bad. Because everybody's like, yeah, aliens. And I'm like, no. We're not talking about aliens. No, people are illegal. Like, this is not a thing. But it is actually a digest of how many people they've arrested everywhere and what countries they've come from. And like, it's gross. It also rips off the X-Files in the middle of it, which I'm sure Chris Carter is not going to be great about that. So, yeah. So,
yeah.
It's yeah. So this came up today, and I just did, yeah. So if you want to react to something, there you go. Here's something reactive because I am speechless. Beyond this, I don't know.
Yeah. Yeah, unfortunately, our guy Manny it's Hispanic, so it's like Jesus. He just strolled in. It's like,
sorry, we were talking about Pilsners 30 seconds ago. I'm sorry.
and then Pokemon Go for aliens. God damn it, Manny.
Yeah.
But yeah, you posted this, and I knew what you were saying, and then I was like, all right, now something to talk about. You're like, this is not about aliens. I'm like, I know, this is bad. Like,
I know.
Well, there was a comment made where it was like, this is like, I'm going to use the word Nazi style shit. This is Nazi propaganda stuff.
Yep,
it very much is.
Yeah, it is.
And it reminds me a bit of, I'm a huge fan of the show Black Mirror, and there's this episode called Roaches. Did you ever watch?
Yes. Yep.
And that is what this is. It's these people who are like, well, those things are roaches and they're aliens, and they had given them like psychotropics to make them think that they weren't people, they were aliens. And like we're here. We're just it just makes me so fucking frustrated because the whole idea of America being a melting pot. Now, granted, we've never really been a melting pot. We've always been rooted in white supremacy.
The Statue of Liberty? Anybody? No, we don't care about that. That's like the symbol of our entire country. Like, what is happening? What is also, unless you're indigenous, all of your parents and all of your grandparents are the children of immigrants in this country. So everyone needs to just take a big, quick look into that family tree and mirror. Unless you're brought here as an enslaved person, or if you're indigenous, everyone else here came through Ellis Island at some generation of their family. Sorry. Or, pilgrims or whatever. But like, that's what an immigrant is. They're not aliens.
Yeah.
So
it is
so gross,
disgusting. And hey, we're living in a place where we have a dumb version of the Gestapo running through our country, and everything's dumb. That's the thing, is everything's fucking dumb. Like, I always had this vision that if we were going to fall as a country, that it was going to be some super genius mastermind thing, and it's just the dumbest people
we couldn't overcome, or something like, okay, somebody bombed us or something. Like, I had this conversation with my husband last night. It was like that. I just didn't think we were going to end up this way because of stuff that's so stupid. It's so stupid.
It is
like,
so stupid.
It's dumb. We're building a freaking UFC arena on the White House lawn, and we decided to just pick a fight with a place that controls all of the shipping in our entire world. That's fine, just for funsies. Like, what are we doing? So it's all very embarrassing. Like, I think I posted something to one of the media today. Is like, President Camacho would not, like he wouldn't even do half of this. Like, he wore Crocs and thought that you could plant, sorry, the movie Idiocracy is what I'm referencing here, but their whole society was failing because they were giving Gatorade to plants. But like,
it has electrolytes.
Can you just see Kennedy tomorrow being like, we should give Gatorade to plants? Like, I can see this happening. Like,
we should give Gatorade to plants. That fucking guy.
I mute all of them. I can't listen. There's
I'm with you.
I find it hilarious that there's a whole genre, a subculture of creators on like TikTok and Instagram that actually just read out transcripts of what those guys say, so that you don't have to listen to their actual voices.
I swear reading the transactions is 10 times worse than when they talk.
So much worse, because when the word salads happen, you're just like, no, none of that made any sense.
Why is it when they talk? It doesn't make sense when they talk, but it makes way less sense when you read it.
Right, because when you read it, like when you're listening to somebody talk, the people have false starts. They'll go in like false directions, and you like fill in the blanks of like, oh, I thought he knew what he was talking about. When you see it written down, none of that makes any sense, because you don't have the intonation of like, oh, I started thinking about this, but then I really started talking about that. It is woohoo! It is.
Yeah.
It's bad.
It's bad. I mean, we have a guy, like, some people think it's dementia. I think it's syphilis. I think it's syphilis at that fucking.
My mom's on the syphilis bandwagon. She's definitely thinks it's syphilis.
I have a buddy of mine, and we call him the BSOS, and it's the bloated sack of syphilis.
I like that.
That guy. It reminds me of, remember, I don't know if you remember the dumb skit that was on Saturday Night Live where it was like James Bond had like 80 venereal diseases, and like 5 they didn't know what they were. And I feel like he's that person, like, because he never thought of wearing a condom ever. No, he would he would fuck whatever was around, and we know that from a lot of different sources. But like, there's no way he thought of, and there's no way he doesn't have 18
No.
venereal diseases.
No,
There's no way.
and
Just no
probably
way.
15 illegitimate children all over the planet as well. Yeah. No, it's a lot. There's just so much that is self-inflicted. We've shot ourselves in the foot and the arm and the toe, and that like everything is self-inflicted here, and that's also stupid. It's like we didn't have to do anything with Iran, sorry. We didn't have to do
or Iraq too.
Or Iraq.
Right, for real. We didn't have to do anything with Iraq.
We didn't have to do any of that. We had to do none of that. We just decided one day that would be fun. We didn't have to put all of the government job roles into ChatGPT and ask which one of them should go away based on keywords that it didn't even understand. We didn't have to do that. None of that was actually necessary. And the fact that we just decided to do that and it just set us down this catastrophic spiral is hard to face. And it's shit, it's hard to imagine what's going to happen the next couple of years. The only thing, I will turn this around slightly, I am having a little bit of hope, a tiny bit of hope, that we might be able to get rid of Susan Collins.
Are you a Graham Plattner person?
Yep.
Okay.
So he's polling really well right now. And I'm like, I have seen the thing that tipped me off that I'm having a little bit of hope, other than the polls, because polls are is I have lived in this state for 21 years. I think now in Maine I've lived here. Yeah, close enough. 20 something years. I have never seen a single Susan Collins yard sign like to elect Susan Collins. Like, it's not a thing. She just gets reelected. Her campaign is actually trying to get people to put yard signs in their yard this year. And I'm like,
Is she very concerned? She's very concerned.
Maybe she's deeply concerned. I don't know. Is she deeply concerned? But I think what's happened is that people have gotten annoyed enough with her that they're like, at the very least, maybe not going to vote for her. Maybe they're not going to vote for Graham, but they might just kind of be like, let that lady fend for herself. So I think there's a small possibility. Now, we might get absolutely screwed by Maine House 2. Our House district should replace Gerald Golden. So that might suck. But I have a tiny bit of hope that Susan Collins might be going home. Tiny. But it's holding me through the next couple. We're doing our primaries next week for the governor and stuff. But the real stuff's in November. So we'll see. I'm trying. But yeah, it's been fun. It's funny because like we can't even talk about it in the way that like, and all of us want to talk about it, which is just to yell about it and just be like, but this is all awful. Like we've all like tempered everything down that's like happening to us, and it's gonna be like psychologically like somebody's PhD thesis in 50 years of like how it messes us all up. That's my 2 cents. I'm sorry, I'm being a super bummer.
No, listen, I'm with you, and I also think that people don't understand how much COVID fucked up our bodies. Mm-hmm. I don't think we understand how bad that was. So
nope.
But that's another thing. So bummer stuff aside.
Yeah, sorry, bummer stuff aside. But I'm just the one thing. How do you guys feel? Have you guys talked about the World Cup?
No, I haven't. Greg's a soccer fan. I'm not. His eye rolls say it a lot, but look.
I keep seeing all these headlines that nobody's buying.
I can't. I just can't with all that mess. I can't.
Hey, I don't think anybody should buy tickets for that shit because all these fucking people coming in from other countries shouldn't come. They should be like, no, you're gonna fucking throw them in.
No, circling back to the website I just did, I don't think anybody should come here from another country.
Well, they're banning tailgating. What the fuck is going on? No, I'm serious. Like, these guys come in here with their money and they literally, listen, whether y'all like tailgating or not, it doesn't get any more fucking America than fucking tailgating. And you have these guys with money coming in here dictating that we can't even tailgate. Y'all can fuck all the way off. Period.
also,
And I'm not even talking about the whole sports ball culture and whether people should drink and all that. It's
no.
not. We're not here for that.
I've
They're
also,
changing the names on the stadiums. This is fucking out of control.
I've also
And
heard a couple of interviews with
yeah, I got words.
hotels because the people who are coming in from Europe think that they can walk to the stadium, and you literally can't. In most cases, you cannot. Like they're like, it's only a mile away. We'll stay at this hotel and we'll walk to the thing. And they have these big signs up, like if you're going to the World Cup event, especially in the New Jersey one or whatever, you literally have to cross a 6-lane highway. Do not do it. You will die. Stop. Like they've done nothing to to increase the pedestrian capacity for anything. They've done nothing to increase the transportation.
Yeah,
it's gonna be a show. I'm sorry. It's gonna be awful.
And this is an unpopular opinion, but I really don't give a fuck. Can America just stop hosting all of this fucking garbage? The Olympics, the World Cup. I'm tired of it all. It's fun on TV, but it's fun if it's over there. It's much more funner if it's not my taxpaying dollars or not people being inconvenienced or people dying because ambulance can't get past a fucking place because they're playing stupid soccer. And I love soccer, but it's stupid. And it shouldn't be like impending things and people doing like real things or kicking a fucking soccer ball. Who gives a fuck? And I do, but I don't give a fuck to this level that we should be like. And then these dudes kissing that fucking stupid Cheeto orange motherfucking cunt's ass. Sorry for that word and sorry for that outburst. But these motherfuckers were kissing his ass. These FIFA people, and remember he was at their ceremony.
Oh, they gave him the peace prize that they made for him, for just him. Aw,
y'all didn't look. We weren't planning to talk for FIFA. I guess that's a good reason why we did it, because you triggered the fuck out of me, Carla. Holy shit.
No.
I didn't realize that. I didn't realize Greg was.
I apologize for the C word.
I
apologize for the C word in the presence of my friend Carla. But I'm not justifying it, but it was directed towards a man who deserves that word in my personal opinion.
I am
not meant. I'm sorry, Carla, hold on.
I'm okay with actual people deserving that term, especially when the recipient is a man. Like if you're going to call a man a C word, go for it. I don't care.
Cool. Yeah. No, and that's great. But I just need to make that disclaimer because this is going out broadcasting and I'm not taking it down. This is not a word I like to use towards women. I don't think men should ever use that term towards a woman, especially in public. I don't even think we should even use it around women. So that being said, it was a triggering moment. I had an outburst, and I apologize to my friend, and I apologize to y'all for using that word. I don't like to use it.
We'll give you a fake peace prize. It'll be fine.
And also, lastly, before we move along, this Doug knows why I dip out of the politics conversation.
Sorry.
And I did.
I dragged you back.
I was trying to move on and y'all, and we did. Actually, we did. And we got the FIFA, and then I just couldn't. Y'all just I had to go back.
Like catnip for Greg.
Yeah.
Okay, so let's talk about something less depressing but still depressing.
Yeah.
Is that cool?
Sure.
Okay.
So Carla, one of the things that maybe you don't know, but since the fucking I still call it Thursday or I'm sorry, Tuesday, and the election actually, I've kind of shifted my energy towards changing society. Really has moved from the political sphere, which I think A, none of y'all listen to me, B, none of y'all care what I say, and C, nothing I can do can change it. I literally think all those things, and I will go probably to my grave thinking that, and I probably should, given the evidence that's been given to me up until this point. But now I lost my fucking train of thought. Where was I going with this?
The thing is, you just started. I'm not sure.
Yeah,
you said that you were going to initially.
Oh yeah. So, Carla, I've shifted to kind of seeing what I can do about unpacking my misogyny and actually talking to men about our internalized misogyny, because literally all men are misogynists. Literally every single one of you that is watching is a fucking misogynist. And if you don't agree with that, we can, you know where my inbox is, and we can have a conversation. But inherently, this system makes us that. So it's not an excuse, it's just the way it is. So part of that, I've been like just looking at like social things and all that, Carla. So this came up to me. I'm gonna get done my long-winded rant. So I saw this, and so 37% of people in long-term relationships say they hate their partner. Now,
Yuck.
hate is the word that really grabbed me there, because you were asked that word, hate. And hate is a word for me that I don't really like to use a lot, because I feel if we use it a lot, we will what's the word? Water it down.
Yeah.
Like we've watered many words down. Like we do systemically sometimes, especially if they're words that we don't like cis, y'all trying to water down.
Yeah.
Weird. But whatever. That aside, we water down, and so hate, how I don't even know where to begin. There's so many layers here. How can you be with someone in a long-term relationship in 2026 now? And that's the frame of this. This isn't the Little House on the Prairie days where women were subjected, where women had to stay. Women have more leeway, or do they? Is the catch question.
Okay, so
that is because, again, when I looked at that, I initially thought, women, especially again, given the stats that we know about women in college, and this one here too is a correlation. The U.S. birth rate reaches a record low. Nearly 50% of 30-year-old women are child-free.
Well, see, that's a weird stat though. Like I was child-free at 30, and now I have a kid. So it
is. No, I think it is in the context of like it. Regardless of what that 30 stat or not, U.S. birth rates are lower and going down.
No,
so we're not. Okay, right. So that's kind of the context of that, mixed in with the context of more than 1/3 of y'all hate who y'all with.
I can link these two things
society outside of the politics crap, which we talked about, we got big issues relationship wise when it comes. We got big issues, Carla. And you're shaking your head. I'm packed and I threw a lot at you. Which graphic you want to start at? Where do you want to start with all this mess?
They're related. They're related. So if you think about it, that hate statistic that's sad, frankly. Like that sucks. Like if you're in a long-term relationship,
really sucks.
I really hope you're having a good time. Like my relationship is better than ever because we have a kid now and it's great and it's awesome and everything is great. That's not common. The thing though here that you have to think about is you have to zoom back out to, yes, we're not in Little House on the Prairie time and we're not in the 1950s where divorce is illegal. But what we are in now is in a society where a single income cannot sustain you in our society. So if you go out on your own, like the median housing versus salaries is nuts. And two incomes can basically barely make it, to those housing increases. So in this, I would actually say that hate is a substitute or a proxy for resentment, because they have to stay together. The only way they can stay together economically, financially, socially, and safety wise, maybe to stay together. Because especially when one partner is not working, maybe taking care of the kids, or is working, or there's a big disproportionate difference between their incomes, that partner that making the less income, they can't just leave and then where are they going to live? What are they going to do? Like what? So there is still an element of being trapped, even though it's not a legal trap. It's not a societal trap. Oh, you're, divorced and you're untouchable now or whatever. This is a physically can't go. Like when I was younger, and this is embarrassing, but I was, when I was in like high school, I would see people on the news that would be in these areas that flooded every year. Right. And they would be like, this is from the flood last year. And this is from the flood last year. And I used to like look at the TV and go, why don't they just fucking move? And it's like, they can't. So the thing is that like they don't have the means, they don't have the security, they don't have the familial support, because also our society, our family structure is changing. So we used to like have the grandparents also living with us nearby with relatives and
generational,
and you don't have that anymore either. You know, my mother's 3 states away. You know, my dad lives in Florida. So like there's no like safety net also for like if you have to leave, you know, can I move back into my mom? She lives in a tiny house. Like I can't live in her tiny house. You know what I mean? So like there's things that are just invisible that keep people here. And I think this is telling that there's people in relationships that are willing to say, hey, this sucks. I feel trapped. I hate this. I hate them. I hate everything about this, but this is what I have to do. Secondly, that other stat about being child-free is the same thing. I think a lot of that is economic. We had very in-depth conversations about stuff that you don't want to talk about before you decide to have a kid, which is like, can we afford this? What is daycare going to be like? I can't stay home. I make, you know, this amount of money. You make that amount of money. Like this is a thing. These are conversations that sometimes equate to the math don't work out. It doesn't. And it sucks. And then you get mad that you're in a situation like that and you hate your partner. But like, it's one of those things that these two things are, I think, symptoms of economic inequality that is coming from the split that happened starting at Reagan, where salaries are not keeping pace with, or income is not keeping pace with expense, and especially not housing expense. And I think these two things are intimately related. Now, that said, I don't think that the U.S.'s birth rate falling is a crisis. And I think that there are other people who think that this is like, oh my God, you know, their testosterone's going down and everyone's using IVF and all this. No, I think a society deciding, having the power to decide this is not the right time for me to have kids, or having the power to actually make those decisions, is actually healthy. Okay. Like it is healthy to be able to say, yes, I actually would like to choose this or not choose this. So this is still in my opinion, the declining birth rate, you know, economic factors of the last 2 years aside, the declining birth rate is actually is still the rebound effect. It's the glaciers coming back of basically the birth control pill happening. Is that we're still seeing the effects of like what would happen if every time you had intimate relations you had to have a baby versus, oh, hey, maybe I don't have to do that now. That's nice. And also, I don't have to have 10 children because, well, again,
not all of them are not half of them are going to die.
Years ago, 50% of them aren't going to die of measles, right? So, like,
well, that might be coming back.
Yeah. Yeah. So this is to me, it's all the same story. This is one story. This is not 3 different things, and that to me, it sucks, but at the same time it's like I can explain all of it. Like I understand it in a way that sucks. I don't like it but I understand where I'm at. Like it's a rough thing. Like I had my first kid at 41. Yeah. And that was partially because like when we first got together as a couple, like we were poor college grads that had kind of like half jobs, and we were like, I don't know, like we were not, you know, we were not in a place where, you know, as early 30 somethings that we were ready to have like some kind of a settled life. And we kind of went, nope, we'll wait, we'll try to figure it out. My husband wasn't even finished with school yet. Like, and then, you know, technology's getting better. So I, you know, could get my kiddo later, but it was just, you know, but there's also people who just have to do that for a career, or they're like, hey, they're too important. They can't do this. And I think that that's not I think, yeah, it's part of a bigger picture of the invisible ways in which, frankly, women are stuck in certain situations. And it's not obvious. It's not the same as it is illegal to get divorced, or it is, you know, your Little House on the Prairie, whatever.
Yeah, I can't have a checking account or a credit card.
Oh yeah, I'm not allowed to have a checking account, or, you know, the church is going to excommunicate me, or whatever whatever those situations are. So those are mostly gone. But the financial reality of being able to actually financially survive on your own is rough, especially right now.
Yeah. And as we saw with Jim Crow, I think a lot of these things are implemented too, meaning like, okay, we'll give you something, but now we're going to restrict you here, like fully. So we we unleashed y'all, but we're still going to, you know what I mean? Like,
yeah.
they made, every black person a felon, and then that means that, oh, we could just enslave you again. So then, you know what I mean? So it was that same kind of, and that's what we're doing to women now. Because we're like, oh yeah, well, hey, last century, we gave y'all credit cards. Y'all cool? We let y'all buy a house. That was last century, y'all. That wasn't 2-3 centuries ago. That was last fucking century. So we let y'all have credit cards. Just chill. Like go and buy our food and rent our house because we're men, and that's I'm sorry, Doug. It's your turn.
Dude, it's fine.
It's your turn, Doug. Before I even
So Greg, you and I are in the same boat from a perspective of our kids' age. This is going to factor in the thing. So I have a 25, 2 21-year-olds, and a 19-year-old. And the idea of having kids in this economy and just is brutal. Just the idea of and I'm bringing them to a world where the people in charge don't give two shits about global warming or anything, any calamity that could happen financially. They don't care. They don't care. So why would you bring again, it's that whole, why would I bring a kid into the world if I don't know what's going to happen. So there's that element to it too. The idea of I'm looking at one of my kids having to live in New York City next year with their fiance, and I'm just like, how are you going to afford that?
Yeah.
It's way more expensive than where we live, but they're going to have to sort it out. And I'm worried for them because I want them to be successful. I want them to be secure. I want them to have safety. I have a house that is reasonably cheap because I live in an area that doesn't have a lot of job opportunity, but the housing is cheap. So, I would love to, now that our kids are going to be kind of flown the coop, so to speak, and we'd be empty nesters, I'd love to downsize and buy a little fucking house in the woods or whatever. I can't. Because what I want to have a place, if any of my kids, if shit goes down, you have a place right here. I can make sure you're safe. I will take care of you or whatever. And this is where you were talking about multi-generational. Like most cultures have multi-generational households. And and I'm going to go back to after post-World War II, and everybody had one job and you could just do that. So the whole thing was to be like, hey, then when they're 18, they can go out and they can get a job, and that job will sustain them, and they'll be able to afford housing and food and all that stuff. That isn't the case anymore. You can't be like, hey, you're 18, go figure it out. That kid's gonna fucking struggle. I don't care how smart they are. There's just no way they're gonna be able to afford the things they need to afford. So, to me, just looking at someone who I just want my kids to be successful. But that means I got to take on a lot of burden of things, we decided that any of our kids that wanted to go to undergrad would pay for it. Well, we're going to be fucked as far as money because we're going to be paying undergrad degrees till we die. That's just the way it is. But at least they're not burdened with that. So if they want to go to post-grad or get a master's or a doctorate, that's on you. And unfortunately, we can't do more than that.
Mm-hmm.
But that's the thing is we are in a section where the kid, I'm speaking to the kids. I have a point to make about the 37% hating partners, and that's in a minute.
Okay.
But
I was like,
I'm getting there. But
let's go.
The idea of giving your kids a leg up means you are just fucked. And I'm not saying that to be a downer, but my wife and I are never going to retire. That's never happening. We're just never going to be able. I've had a 401k since I've been 25 years old. It's not enough. It will never be enough. Now, the good news is the undergrad degree, when we die, that doesn't transfer. That just goes away. So at least my kids aren't burdened with that. But that's a whole thing. So now if you're looking at the 37% who hate their partners, what I think is interesting is no gender markers in that. But part of the way the quote unquote manosphere kind of culture works is I feel like it's mostly men. And I'm not saying women don't hate their partners and can't. It does happen because shit, that just happens. But I think that I get that you can't leave, but if you hate someone, if you hate this, like, listen, I got divorced once, and it was horrible, and I was unhappy for a long time. But I just didn't want to. I had one kid, and then we had another kid, and I'm thankful that I stayed because I had my second kid and with my first wife, and that was great because I have him in my life. But holy shit, was I unhappy, and it just sucks because I I think that in life you have. I'm going to use 10-year barometers. I think if you know somebody for 10 years, that's a long fucking time in our scale of life. All right. And if you are friends with someone and that kind of dissipates after 10 years or 15 years, it's a good fucking run. Like, I don't hate my ex-wife. Like, we weren't good for each other. I got 2 awesome kids out of it, but it was a period in my life and it worked. Now, I am really lucky that I married someone who I am crazy in love with. And every day I'm just fucking flabbergasted that I'm living this life with her. But I'm also living a life with her where shit's just going off the rails, and we're trying to discuss how are we going to make sure our kids are okay. And that's literally the thing is like we know we are solid because we talk constantly, and that's the thing is like you always hear communication's the key. It is.
Love you, dog, but you're not respectfully. I gotta pull it back. You're not even remotely what we're talking about here.
No, I am not.
No, and like I love Doug. I'm not even. I don't want to sound rude, but I love your story. But I really want to nail you down on like specifically this kind of thing. Like, is this something that you feel again outside of you? Of course, is this something that you feel is part of? Because Carla was like, "This is all this politics, all this shit is the same fucking thing, Greg." Basically, right? Do you feel that there's woven in here? Because I know you saw that manosphere thing. And you mentioned it, or maybe we can go that angle too. Where does the manosphere play in this? Because you said something. I think that this stat is, I think, probably 35% is women dealing with fucking goofy ass, off the rails, uncontrollable manosphere men horseshit. So I to me, it's the women who are hating the relationship, not the man, because the women are free labor. The women are to be, to submit to men, right, Carla? Is that what men say that women should submit to them, regardless of whether the man deserves that? So yeah, Doug, speak to the manosphere because you did a whole damn show on this thing.
Well, yeah, Renee and I did a whole thing on the Manosphere documentary, and the thing is like, so I feel like there's equal parts in this because I've seen countless videos online where like women talk about weaponizing competence, and that can just generate all kinds of resentment and anger, and it should, because weaponizing competence is fucking dumb. If you can't fucking meet your partner where they need to, doesn't mean you got to be, well, I'm not good at that. Okay, well, then either you get good at it or you negotiate with your partner to do the shit you don't like or are not good at, and then you do the stuff that they don't like or aren't good at, and then you work together. But the manosphere is nothing about that. And we're seeing a whole bunch of young men being indoctrinated to think that women should just be fucking subservient and they should just do whatever the guy wants. The thing is there's that, and then there's also the women who are like, I tell him how to load the dishwasher and he loads it like a dumbass, and then that just bothers me. And I'm like, okay, that's a different thing. But there's also the thing where like, hey, can you clean this? And they do a shitty job of it just so that you have to do it. That is bad as well. So I feel like there's some disconnect there, and I don't know how we bridge that gap. Other than just saying, hey, talk to your fucking partner. Fucking talk to your partner. How hard is that? Like, you are with a person that you supposedly love and care for, and you just don't talk to them. Well, like, the amount of talk that Jill and I do is, and it's not always things that are important. And honestly, it's most of it isn't. Most of it's like, hey, what do you think about this? And then that just spawns like a 30-minute conversation about dumb shit.
Yep.
But it matters because it fosters the idea of like, I can talk to you about anything. It is just like, let's give you the space to say, hey, this has bothered me. Can I talk to you about this? Like, I had a thing where I had some bad news today. And I was like, all right, so I got this news. And my wife was like, okay. And then she listened to me and she goes, are you okay? I said, I think so. I might struggle with this bit later, but that's okay. And if I need you, I will talk to you. And she's like, great, I'm here. How
Right.
fucking hard is that?
But it also, I mean, it also takes practice to get there. But it's one of those things. It's like but like it becomes automatic. Like if you just actually do it, I think people see that like communicate with your partner thing. Like we had in the 90s, like this whole like self-help explosion where everybody had to like tell you exactly how to communicate with your partner, and you're from Venus and you're from Mars and blah blah blah. Everyone thinks this is hard. It's not hard. Just talk to each other. It's just do it. Like having a kid. So now we as mentioned at the top, now we got a 2.5-year-old. Having a kid is like something that absolutely changes the entire dynamic of everything in your life. Like just straight up. Like no judgment, left, right, or center. Like it just changes your whole life. And my husband and I had to have like check-ins about the stupidest shit. And it was one of those things that was like, I had to be like, can you please stop standing right by the garbage? I need to access the garbage quickly a lot with a newborn. Stop standing there. Like, but like, this is a conversation. He was like, I'm sorry, I'm trying to stay out of your way. And I'm like, that's not out of my way. Like that is a conversation that you sometimes need to have, and vice versa. He's like, can you close the fucking cabinets? I'm like, yes, I can close the cabinets. I'm usually running from one thing to the other. I forget about it. I know that bothers you. Cool. But like, and it's not stuff like that all the time. It's also bigger stuff. But when you have the little conversations, the big conversations are easier. And when you have the big conversations, the next big conversation is even easier. And it's just one of those things that when you just like, I don't think about it like, oh, I'm communicating with my husband today. Like nobody thinks about it like that. We just talk. Like it just, so it's one of those things that I think that there's also a misconception for people who haven't had these long-term relationships that it's some kind of like prescribed thing that you have to do. And it's like, no, just actually speak and don't project whatever you're like expecting them to do and like thinking they're going to mind read stuff. It's not how it works. I put earlier in a comment when we were talking manifestor stuff, this thing about resentment. So resentment, I think, is the on-ramp to hating your partner. And I think that the resentment that comes out of the manosphere stuff is that they end up with unfulfilled expectations of how their lives are going to turn out. So they have a picture in their head that is this perfect model of what they're going to be. They're going to be the manly man. They're going to, have the house and the dog and the subservient wife. And it's not going to turn out like that because that's not how life is. It is a misconception of how the world goes. But when that expectation is unfulfilled, they resent their partner as being the one that caused it to become unfulfilled. And that resentment is the on-ramp to hate. It just is. The most toxic thing you can find in a relationship that is going to predict its demise, like they've done psychological studies, is if they resent each other, which is the whole like well, if you could have gotten a better job, then we could have those little snidely things that build up in your head. That is what breaks relationships a lot of the time when there's hate involved. So when I saw that stat you posted, I was like, oh, okay, that's a lot of simmering resentment from both sides. But that can come from what I was talking about, which is like, I'm resenting you because you're keeping me in a situation I can't leave. But it's also, from the other side, if you're talking about that, that totally weird conceptions of what a relationship should be and what a man's role is and all of that stuff, and having that not match how actually society is or how people actually, act in real life. It's the next step is to say, well, it's your fault that I feel this way now. And it's just like, it's all there from there. Oh,
she doesn't. I know Keely is. That's not the case, Amani. You're fine, my man.
Yeah. But yeah. So that's my 2 cents. But if you find yourself resenting stuff, stop. Like go back and figure out what's going on there because that's a projection. And it's like, don't do it. Don't do it. Don't get there.
Hey, Greg, you're. I can't hear you talking. If you're talking,
you mutant.
Well, Doug, do you have another beer?
I do.
Okay.
Because this is my third, and this would be my last. But this is
I'd ask for a delivery.
Duchesse chocolate cherry.
Oh, I haven't had that in forever.
Yeah, I've had the regular Duchesse, but I've never had the chocolate cherry one. So It is a sour chocolate cherry, which is sour is not my jam too much, but this is interesting. So, Greg, what was that?
When y'all try to mix chocolate and cherry, it's just not for me.
You don't like it? Oh, I like chocolate and cherry.
Well, cherries
like...
is cherries is bad.
And beer and yeah, Greg's not a fan of cherries and beer in any capacity.
That's fine. And
but I love Creeks though.
You love what? Creek? Okay,
but come on, man.
Creek is to a cherry. Like they're not. That's not a like.
It's a cherry beer though. I'm just saying.
I know it's made with cherries, but it doesn't like scream. Hi, I just picked a cherry off a tree, kind of feeling.
People have said shit to me about that on social media. I'm just saying. Doesn't make it right though.
I'm gonna super briefly turn off my camera here just because I'm gonna get a beer delivery. So hold on 1 second.
No, that's cool. Yeah, oh yeah, we go off camera all the time. Actually, Doug, while Carla does that, I literally have a mystery beer. I don't even know where. Not only do I not know where it came from, it is literally a mystery beer. So maybe you can help me. Like literally, like it's a fucking can. Actually, it's not even showing. It's a can. It's one of those, Doug, where there's writing on it.
What does it say? I can't see it.
Fandango. Yeah.
Not one I sent you. That was not one I sent you.
Does anybody know where this beer is from? How old it is?
What does it say? Fandango?
Yeah. Fandango. Yeah. I literally do not know where this is from, who gave it to me, what style.
Fandango. Toppling Goliath? It says Toppling Goliath has several Fandango beers. They're all kettle sours of various flavors. Papaya, mango. Sour?
Yeah. Amani's Amani.
Yeah, this is the one I was thinking. Because he gave me man. All right, now I need to look at it.
It's crisp. It's clearly a lager. It's clearly a lager.
Okay, then it's not.
It's clearly a lager. It's clearly a lager. It's a decent lager. I don't know what's going on with it, but it's Amani. I mean, more likely than not, Amani. That's what. It's pretty good. It's all right. I don't know where it's from. I don't know why it is.
Anyone who knows me will be 0%.
Oh, that Canard Doug.
No one will be surprised by this at all. This is in my fridge at all times. This is my favorite. It's my favorite beer. It's good. I love it.
So I want to talk about some other things. I was gonna go down the rabbit hole, but
I want to see these logos. What is it time?
Hey, before we do that, Greg, it's a Smitty. If I sent you that and I didn't write Fandango on it, Smitty sent when he was at Barrel and Flow last year. He gave me a 4-pack of cans with no labels, and he said it was a tall cans were a saison with blackberry and plum. Does it give you any of those? Also, it's fucking a year and a half old, so it's probably not. I don't think Fandango was it. I didn't write that on the can, so I don't think it was that. But
it's like me who hasn't updated his resume in 20 years. Anyway, we got something to do here, Doug. We have
we got
actually. Emojis return. Doug loves the emojis.
That's amazing.
He loves it. He loves it too much. So
I could do a whole podcast with just that. And
yeah, this segment is because I clearly am making mistakes with my emojis. I have been threatened to be blocked for certain emojis, and all kinds of other things have happened on this stream. With the thumbs up is one thing. Actually, while we're here, Carla, are you a thumbs up person? Like, so are you a thumbs up means, hey, cool, affirmative, nice? Or does it mean fuck you, passive aggressive? I don't really want to respond to you. I'm just responding to you. It really isn't thumbs up. It's really a thumbs down, and I might block you.
I'm tainted because like I use it in Teams to be like, I read this and I'm not talking to you anymore. So like in Microsoft Teams, no, but in Microsoft Teams, it's like I got it and I don't have to say like thank you. It's just like yes, like done. Like it's a done icon for me. But in text, I don't use it very often. Usually I just use it as especially with my in-laws, like message received, because sometimes when I write back to my in-laws after they've said something, if I say anything, they'll then continue talking to me about bullshit. So it's like to me, it's not a fuck off. It's just a finished. Like yes, I have loud and clear. Whatever I know, it's not. It's just more of a this thought is complete. Like this thought is complete. Like they said, hey, will you go and check Gigi's mail? Like, yeah, I read it. I'm gonna do it. Like, if I say yes, I'll do it on Tuesday. They'll be like, can you do it on Monday? So like, that's where we're at. Like, it is a affirmative to me.
Mm-hmm. And then the whole culture of it is like the young kids are passive aggressive. They don't like it. The old people are like, hey, thumbs up. What are you doing?
I will say I don't use it very often, like in text. Like it's not a thing that's frequently in my texts at all.
I've gotten to a point where I aggressively use it because it bothers people think it's inherently passive aggressive.
Apparently, and so one of the things I think we never talk about this because we talk about the thumbs up emoji almost every one before we even get to the emoji that I wanted to talk about. Thumbs up always has to be talked about, but I think Doug, one of the things that is an unsaid thing about it is the reason why I think older people just acknowledge it as a thumbs up, because remember, y'all, that was literally the only one we had for how long to show really anything, right? So now these young bucks with their fucking tablets in their face from fucking like 6 fucking months have like all the emojis and like they have all the expressions. We didn't have all the expressions. We had to grow into that. Like now we have like 600 fucking emojis when we used to just have thumbs up, and then remember they didn't even want to give us thumbs down.
No, I remember that. Yeah,
fucking mess, right? So like,
you remember that? Oh my god, they were like, "Oh, don't be mean." It's like, oh
very
my god,
privileged, in my opinion, Doug.
Which one are we going to talk about today, though? Because I have one that still confuses me. But that's
very emoji privilege. But so anyway,
can I make one point? Also, before emojis, we did this as like, all right, cool.
Yeah, like I still do that.
Before emojis existed, that was like a
correct. All right, cool. Right. Yeah, that's cool. Thumbs up. Yo, what's up?
Right. And like and again, like it still parallels. People are saying I'm being aggressive, but like it parallels the way that I use it in text. Is if somebody's like calling out to me across the parking lot, like you good? I'm like I'm not gonna start a new conversation with you. I'm just gonna be like, yep, I'm good. Like, right. It's an affirmative, happy end of a situation.
Yeah, but we're old and we're parents and we're out of date and all that shit, right, Doug?
Oh yeah, so anyway. I'm the old part.
So this one here I like for Carla. Actually, it's not one that's used enough. Carla is laughing.
Sorry, I use this in a very specific way.
Oh, that's amazing. Okay, great. Because I want y'all to teach me what this is, because to me, this is like, I don't know. I don't ever use it. I think it's like shooting star. I think you're great. I don't know. But some people say it's dizzy.
No.
No. Like dizzy like that. Carla, what's your interpretation of this wonderful emoji?
Do you know that like NBC logo that would say like the more you know after like a fun fact? That's what I use this for. So when somebody is like, oh, actually, the child artist that you know as Caspar Baby Pants was the lead of a indie rock band in the 90s. It's like by going, the more you know. Like that's what I'm using this for. Yeah, the NBC thing, the more you know, it's like a glittery thing that was like very specific to the 90s, but I'm also again old. Let's see if I can find I use it in GIF form a lot too. Like, but not as this does that go? No, I don't know. I can't put up a link in the text, but it's a thing.
Or I'm sorry, Carla. Carla, are you done?
Yeah, I'm done.
Yeah, I'm with Carla. I actually don't. The thing is, I don't use it as an emoji. I always use it as a GIF. The
Yeah.
more you know, with the like, I don't actually use this GIF ever.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah, I don't use it. I don't use it often either. To be fair, I'm not an often user of this, but I have used this in places.
But again, as a person of a certain age,
You know,
our kids are like, "What the fuck are you talking about?" The more
Dizzy?
you know, like,
Dizzy doesn't make any sense though.
Dizzy, like you know, like old cartoons would get the, you know.
Oh, the Tweety birds around your head.
Yeah,
Oh.
yeah. I don't see that here at all.
I don't see that at all. This is definitely like an accomplishment star. Like there's no. Yeah, I don't get it.
Right.
Dizzy doesn't make sense to me there.
Yeah, okay, cool. So that was a new one. This is a repeat. Doug and I have seen this one before, but you know, just like anything, you know, your opinion on emojis evolve, right? So, like, you know, we think thumbs up differently than we used to, and it's kind of always going to be that way. So this one to me is the state of the world today emoji.
Yeah. Yeah, that's how I feel after I read things like aliens.gov. That's how I read. That's how I feel.
Outside of the state of the world, look, Carla, do you use this one? Does it jump out to you? Tell me what I should use it for, so I don't fuck it up.
I use either that one or the one that has like the wiggly mouth that looks like all confused, and it's the same thing, like bleh. Like it's like I'm looking at something in horror kind of use. Kind of like There's one with a smiley that has like a big up and down mouth that's like all
Charlie Brown shirt face.
Yeah, that one kind of. I use that one more, I think. That's me after 6 Jackie goes here.
So yeah, so my example for this emoji would be like, I don't know, like, and this is fictitious, y'all. Fictitious. Doug would put something in the chat like, yo, man, I got the fucking insurance bill and my kids didn't pay the insurance, right? And I'd be, you know, and then like he goes on to say that like the kids got into an accident and now he's like have to shuffle and go like get them. And some of these are really close to life, really. But that is a fictitious story that I made up on Doug's behalf. But then I would just slap that on there, Carl.
Yeah,
it's just so wild. I don't even know how to respond. So I don't know if would people use that as like, if I just put that on there, like, so Doug says that to me, right? And I just put that on there. Is that a disrespect that I don't respond?
Nah.
So, because sometimes people don't like when you put emojis and not respond.
Sometimes our faces do a lot of talking for us. I don't think we have to like necessarily say a sentence every time. Like you can make a horrified face. Like it's just the same of being like, you know, like.
Right. Okay. Because people are like, well, don't just respond to me with an emoji. I need a response. And I'm like, oh my God. Like, for fuck's sakes, Doug, do you where are you at with this one, Doug? Is this the state of the world for you, Doug?
If there's going back to that, like I'm not somebody who's gonna call you out and be like, oh, you didn't respond. But if like every time I tell you a story, all I get is one emoji, then that's kind of lame. Like it's like, do you not want to ask like one follow-up question, like, oh my God, what did you do? Like, you know what I mean? Like if it's always one way of this like elaborate story, like you just made up about Doug, like, and then you get this every time, then that's a little passive aggressive because it's like, oh, you actually don't care. You're not going to ask me a follow-up. Like, I think it's polite to ask like follow-ups when somebody tells you like a story, like, oh my God, this tragic thing happened to me. Like, oh no, how are the kids? Whatever. Is everybody okay in the accident? Like something like that. So that's my only that's my only caveat to that. I don't mind responding as an emoji. Sometimes it makes absolutely sense in the conversation because it's just like, they just wanted to tell you and you just wanted to go and empathize with that. It's empathy, right? Like it's like, oh no. I use the one with wide teeth for that too, kind of like like the Lucy.
I love that one.
I love that one.
That's one of my favorites too.
I use that one more than this.
Oh, I don't pass the day not using that one.
Yeah, I feel like this one's more like shit's like a crazy thing or something ridiculous.
Yeah, there's a surprise element here.
Like if you're doing the grinning like the Office Steve Carell thing where he's like like that sort of face, that means it's like shit is like that's really bad and I don't know what to say, or like ooh, that's awful. This is like fuck, that's nuts.
Yes.
Mm.
This is like the next. Yeah, this is another level of nuts. Yeah.
Mhm.
So
Like-
that's where I'm at.
What if I told you? And then your eyes are so like,
Yeah.
All right. Well, thank you, Carla, for
Wait, we're not
think
going to talk
helping.
about this one.
Yeah, let's do it. What you got?
The one that looks like this.
Oh, yeah, we've discussed that one before.
Yes, we
Well,
have.
Doug, you wanna
where do
tackle
you
that one?
stand on that? Because I think I've been wrong my entire life.
Doug, you
I
wanna
think
tackle it?
everybody. I think most people think it's praying hand emojis, and I never use it for that purpose because I'm not religious.
It's
Well,
supposed to
Doug,
be.
we asked you
supposed
what
to be
you
a
use
high
it for. So
five.
tell us.
Somebody
don't-
told me it's a high five.
Yeah.
I'm like,
I think people have used it for that.
Doug, what do you use it for? You keep telling
never
us what
use it.
people use it for.
I never use it. I never use it because of how
Wow.
it can be interpreted as religious.
Okay. So that is one that you've never used.
I can't think of a time I've used it.
because
Yeah,
people use it
it's
to
like-
me, and I don't know what they mean. Because
So-
I always picture this as being like it's a substitute to me for like fingers crossed. So like
Yes.
it's like I have
Okay.
surgery tomorrow.
Yes.
You know,
Yes.
like
Hoping the best.
but like
Hoping the best.
but also right. But then people are using it as like they'll put three of them in a row like they're clapping. And I'm
I
like,
feel like the high five one was like this, and then there's like the
Yeah,
little
like, and there's,
stupid.
like,
That's a
little-
high five to me.
yeah. But
Yeah.
that's newer though, because that was like on the like last like the high we got a high five like in the last round, I feel like. But yeah, it's Hoper please or please. Yeah. So like begging kind of please. And I don't like it either way, because again, I'm also atheist. So but it's one of those things that people use it to me like in a clapping manner, and I don't understand what they're doing. So I thought I was wrong, but apparently maybe I'm not wrong.
No, I used to think emojis were like everybody knew what that shit meant, and it's so fucking not that.
Nope. Well, I
So-
also thought that for all the face ones, because I'm like, do we not all have faces? What are we all not all interpreting the same face the same way? It's kind of
Apparently
fun.
not.
Apparently not.
It's kind of rough. This is the last time that we'll use this promo, Doug. This is the segment that Joel inspired. Joel is a wackadoodle brewery visitor, over 1,400 breweries in 50 states. He's wild. He's been to over 250, or no, 225 in Wisconsin. I'm catching up to him, Doug. I did this math, Doug. I am 28 away from Joel.
Wow.
In Wisconsin. So and actually I want to we'll mess around here. Actually, I want to show you the maps actually, Doug, because we have a map that we have a my map, which is cool because it shows the stops that Joel and I made, and then it shows the stops that I made that he didn't, and he made that I didn't. And you can see there's a pattern there. So we can talk about that. But before that, I want to talk about all right. So do y'all want to start with the good or the bad? Carla, you choose.
Pick one.
You're the
Let's start with good, and then we can laugh harder at the bad.
You start with the good?
Yeah.
Okay. The good, especially in this scenario, once y'all see it, the good is straight to ale. It's a
Oh, I like that name though. That's cool.
Huntsville, Alabama. Straight to Ale is one of Alabama's largest and most acclaimed craft brewers. Originally founded in 2009. They're both from Alabama, just so y'all know. Joel handpicked these because I asked him where Joel never wants to give breweries that people are close to. So then he found out you were from Maine and who you were and remembered. And then he was like, okay, we're going to Alabama tonight. And I was like, okay. So,
it's fine. So
hold on a sec, Carla. Let me get this little background real quick, and then I'll just. So yeah. So Straight to Ale is one of Alabama's largest, most acclaimed breweries. You can see there, it looks like a big house. They have a massive 5,500 square foot space down there. But this is what really intrigued me about this space is that alongside the main tap room, they have an outdoor beer garden. They have an ale kitchen, a little scratch kitchen there. They got a pinball machine. They got a hidden speakeasy. This seems like they got a look, they have, in addition to beer, they have cider, mead, and they also have an in-house distilling. So these people do a lot, and they've been around a long time. So, Carla, with that being said, you are established like this, your logo should be one of the most established things that you have as a brewery. If you have a beer garden and speakeasy and blah, it's just like you walk in and it seems like it's just a palace of beer. Does the logo hold up to all that, Carla?
Well, like it's for me, it's a little bit of a busy logo. Like it looks like more of a brand stamp than like a logo you can see from afar. But you can see that they're using a different stamp on the building. So the building is just that logo, like the inside of that straight to ale thing. I am just surprised that the devil related, Daniel, like that in one of the most religious states, in one of the most, church populated states, that they were able to combine a vice drinking, distilling speakeasies with devil imagery and not have the place be like burned down a couple times. In general, I think the logo is kind of cool. I don't know. There is a little there's a little this could be interpreted as cleavage moment in the middle of it. I see boobs.
Oh, okay. I didn't see that. And hey, listen, as an aficionado, that is not something I saw.
As a boob owner, I saw a little cleavage in the middle. So I like the circle. I like the circle with the horns coming out, and I think it's supposed to be a pitchfork. If I had done this, I would have done a mash pedal in the middle instead of like a trident, because then you could have had the devil on the outside, and then you could have had like a mash pedal on the inside, and then been like here. But I see.
Oh, so we usually give what do we do, Doug? From 1 to 10. 10 is good. 1 is horrible. Doug doesn't even.
Sorry, everyone.
Doug doesn't love parameters in this, so he does like 3.5 or whatever. So like or 3.75. So do whatever you want, Carla. It's a 1 to 10 scale. Tell me.
I'm gonna give this a 6 because I think it has potential, and the way that they're using it on the building is better than this really busy thing that they're doing on the left there. But I would have replaced that with a mash pedal.
What's up, Doug?
I'm pretty much in agreement with Carla on this. I love the logo on the building more than the actual logo here. But what is interesting to me is like, okay. I know you're laughing at this bit.
Yeah, sorry.
Also, I didn't see the boobs until you said it, and
sorry.
I could see it. But that's actually makes me like the middle logo even more, just for the fact that it's in Alabama.
Yes. Mm-hmm.
And I will say at least the fonts are consistent, except for the since 2009. Why is the font for since and the font for 2009 completely different?
No,
that kind of bothers me.
Yeah, that bothers me.
But I'm with you. I think 6 is pretty good here. I actually would like it if it was just the logo that's on the building. I think I would like that more.
Yeah.
Greg, your turn. What do you think, man?
Yeah, I think I liked it more than y'all. I would like another. So I struggle, Carla, because I love a simple logo, right? And I love when we all love when a logo can just be two-toned and it just pops, right? This doesn't pop to me. It's leaving something on the. I don't know. Yeah. It's all right. Like I'm with y'all. It's like a 6 or something. Also, again, I honestly, respectfully, the boobs add, a little bit to it. Because now you can't unsee that shit. Like now you say,
ruined. Wink, wink. Everyone's experience.
Okay. Greg, can you pull that up? Can you pull that up again? Because I have an alternative thing. What if it's 2 balls?
Yeah, it does have ball sack also. Although if you got a line that straight going up the middle of your balls, I think you need to.
Well, maybe he's getting pegged. We don't know.
Doug, it's kind of wild that you saw that, not me, but we'll leave that too.
Hey.
So, all right. Yes, 6 is around, right? All right,
y'all. So. I think we're all
666.
Hey. Here comes the fun part of our conversation.
Oh no!
Oh my god!
No. What in the 1990s?
Welcome to Mad Maltz
is
Brewing in
that?
Huntsville, Alabama, y'all. Mad
No.
Maltz
no.
Brewing's a microbrewery. And
Why is that all? Oh no!
Why does that look like a roach that's supposed to be a hop? What is
It's supposed to be a malt.
it malt?
Like
Oh, yeah.
it's not even a
So,
hop. It's
thoughts on this, and also I thought it was funny when I was looking for blurbs that they gave me the location, and the location of this one too.
What is
I'm
that?
sorry. It looks like a place that y'all threw me in the back of a van and tied my hands behind my back, threw me in the van, and then the van goes into the van goes into that place, and I never come out. You know what I mean? One of those things that this is what
The upside
this
down.
place looks like to me.
Also, why
Carla.
is it? Oh, okay, never mind.
Oh no,
Carla
go
first.
Doug.
No, Carla first.
Okay.
So,
yeah.
So immediately this is giving me like even just like from a very zoomed out that the like off kilter mismatched font thing, that's such a like it's like a 1990s arcade trying to be fun font. It's weird. It's a weird thing to put there. This was designed by somebody's cousin. Okay. This is like, hey Billy, I heard you have a passion for graphic design. Now also Mad Maltz. Okay, so that's supposed to be a malted barley that looks insane. So it's a malted barley with glasses and teeny weeny teeth. It just, oh god, it's so weird. Like they could have had a thing where, like, if you imagine, get rid of everything below the big M. Imagine they had the double M that wasn't wonky looking. Put the actual cool wheat thing in the middle of it, and then like put something else. Like, this is so weird. This is so weird. But it's that 1990s like ransom note effect. There's like that. There's a name for that, like that thing they're doing with the Mad Maltz name, and it just is putting me right back to like somebody said Chuck E. Cheese. Yeah, Daniel said Chuck E. Cheese. It's so weird. Yeah, no thanks. But also, yeah, no, this is a back alley, and I would not be showing up to the opening of this, Greg. I'm not going there.
So,
you can see the gas meters right there. I mean, like, come on. Like,
so, but I'm interested in this number. I really am.
Oh, I need a number.
What's your ranking?
I'm gonna give it a 3 because it does clearly say who they are. It has a theme. And it's only got 2 colors and probably won't look terrible if you actually put it on a, like it is what it is. It still at least says its name. It's not confusing. It's not blasphemous. It doesn't have boobs in it. It's just dumb. So I'm going to give it a 3.
Doug.
2 comments. 1, shock. Gee, it's a malt. That just fucking is killing me.
Oh, that is a good. Wow.
All right. Carla hit on all the points. 1, I don't like the color scheme at all. 2, like there's 3 different fonts. 4 if you're gonna do the MMs. Like
5. Look at the M in Mad Maltz is non-serif. Then you got serifs on the D. So you have at least 1, 2, 3, 4 fonts in the Mad Maltz name there.
Also, listen, you're trying to do Maltz, the AL as Alabama. Like I get that, but you're doing why are you capitalizing the L? If you're going to capitalize any letter, be both or the first. Like I'm so befuddled by who thought this was a good idea.
I really, yeah.
If I said, "Hey, there's Mad Maltz," and then you go look at the logo, I'm like, I'm not going in that place. Even if I looked at that and it looked like this fucking garage that you're going to go in and die in, that they're gonna throw you into the Saw fucking the next Saw sequel. Like, I'm not going in that. And I'm just like, no thanks. Hey, I like to play a game. Here's a malt.
Wait.
No.
Oh, wait. But hold on, dog. Would you be more likely to go in if they had a better logo?
No,
Maybe.
I'm not sure I would. Maybe.
At least they would like it would prove that they had paid someone beyond their immediate family to do a business.
This looks like a 30-minute oil change place.
Yes, it totally does.
Sorry.
Oh,
I feel bad for these
so
people because they're
mean.
trying to do the best they can. They chose
see,
fucking.
there's a level at which though that I'm like, okay, but you're literally operating a business, right? Like you have paid money to like lawyers and people to actually get licenses to do a thing. You couldn't pay somebody $200 to make a better logo than that.
I feel like this was made by a guy named Leroy who's white.
Yeah. You know that guy in Schitt's Creek who, what's his name? Roland? Roland made this. Did you guys watch Roland made this?
No, I want to because I like all the gifts and the memes.
You got to get through the first 2 episodes, and then it's a really, really good show. Like I almost didn't get through the first episode because the rich people in it are so obnoxiously rich and terrible that you're like, oh, I hate all of them. Why should I watch a show about them? But it actually is a very good show, and it's also a really nice show as an antidote to like the craziness that's going on in the world right now. I highly recommend it, and you'll get all the gifts. But there's a character in there that is very much the like Alabama doesn't know anything Leroy kind of a guy who just thinks he does well, and it's no, he made this. So do we have any more? Because I have a brewery name I want us to roast.
Let's do it.
So there's one in Maine, and I can roast them now because they're done. They're closing in July. So, all right. So if you see, I don't know if I can't show you the logo, but if you see a sign and it's got a pit bull on it, cute little graphic of a pit bull, and says Olive Pit. What is it? Is it a brewery? Is it a bar? Is it a martini bar? Olive Pit Brewing is one of the worst names of a brewery that has come across our show. Now, the reason for the name is cute. They have a pit bull named Olive, who's a rescue. They do stuff for rescue dogs and whatever. But Olive Pit is like the last thing I want to be thinking about is the inedible piece of an olive that goes in a cocktail. None of those things have anything to do with beer. None of them. And the name only makes sense if you know the story of the fact that the pit bull's name is Olive. It makes no sense. No sense. It's, I mean, professionally designed, nice, cute, good looking. Terrible name. Terrible name. Just straight up.
Doug, I guess while we're here, we'll critique the logo that looks nothing like okay. Doug, the name first is what Carla wants to hit, and then we're gonna we're right here, so we might as well just do the damn logo, right?
Yeah. Logo's not terrible. Dumb name. Really dumb name. Really dumb name. But like, yeah. It's mad confusing. Yes, that is very mad confusing. Yep. So
wait. I'm sorry. The dog's name is Olive.
Mm-hmm. Olive the pit bull.
Okay, then okay, that doesn't make any sense.
I know.
No, and I don't. Okay, so
this is another thing, Doug, we should do on this part. Absolutely,
it's a perfect Doug tie-in. Would you buy a beer with this logo?
No.
You're not wrong. It's also really bad beer, but I can only say that because they're closing now.
Well, yeah. And would you buy a beer with this logo?
No. Now, I will say there's one exception. Not Lawson's. There's another like Green Mountain Brewery in Vermont that had like Comic Sans on its thing, and I used to make fun of it all the time. It was really good beer. So like, it's not 100% true. Like, it's not like,
Yeah.
oh God, your logo sucks, your beer is gonna suck. But I would have struggled to do from what Madmal there. I would struggle. I'd be like, I don't think you know what you're doing.
Yeah, the thing is, it's like, so like I'll buy beers based on like can art,
Mhm.
and the can art might be great, and the beer might be shit. Like, I think it's
Okay.
just it's the opposite, you know.
Would you buy a beer if they had this logo on it? You don't
Sure.
see any art; you just see the logo.
Yep, sure.
Yep, I would.
And I think that's part. We should start doing that too, Doug, because again, that's part of the whole aesthetic. Like, I don't think, and I think Carla was talking about this too. I don't think some. How about this? Many breweries don't understand the forward fronting brand / website and how that is literally. Am I wrong, Carla? The first impression, and the
the
first
only one they
impression is
control.
fucked. Right. And you know, y'all, if you get, we were talking about this earlier, if you get the first bad impression on anything like a brewery or anything, that could be the end of your relationship with everything that you do because your mind is already set that that brewery sucks or that person's
Mhm.
weird or any of that thing. So first impression, right, Carla, is huge,
Mhm.
right?
Well, and it's a signal, just like that one brewery that has like the crazy the mad malt or whatever it's called. Like one time, like it's a signal that if they're not being professional about that, what else are they not being professional about? Like it's a signal to me. Like every other business in the world can pay someone to make a logo. Why can't you pay someone to make a logo? You have a business. You're running a business. You can't. That's not part of your business. Ooh. Like
Part of your business plan, like a plan.
like your business plan should involve like we hired someone to make a logo. Now logos can go wrong, they can go unintentionally wrong. I don't think the devil people thought that they had boobs in their logo, whatever. Like that's fine, that's unintentional, but at least someone designed that who understands graphic design. um that is whew, that is a lot.
Forgive me, that looks like somebody did not do that, designed it any sort of software. That looks like somebody who designed it just like on a piece of paper, and somebody went, "That's
and
good,"
somebody rendered it and went, okay,
and
here.
scanned it.
And because like even Huntsville, Alabama, isn't that a default Mac font? Yes, Olive Brewing, great, totally fine. Pitbull Brewing, Rescue Pit Brewing, whatever, anything. Yeah, that character would make me think you're selling cocaine. Yes.
Oh my God, that would make me think it's
But the thing is that like it's a symptom to me. Like a bad website and a bad logo is a symptom to me that they don't know how to do the business part of the brewing. And like it's not necessarily means that they're not good at the brewing part of the brewing. It just means that they haven't hired a business manager that makes the business side work, which means that they might not be long for this earth. But you know, it's just one of those things that like it's a signal that they don't have the business side of the house taken care of to me.
So our business side of the house says we have one thing to talk about, and then we're going to get out of here and probably talk some shit on the back end, and y'all going to miss that. But it's
Passive aggressive.
yeah. So I'll read this to you, Carlo. You'll be up first. But so one night, one beer buddy, 0 consequences. Who are you drinking with, Carla?
Oh, that's a great question.
Wait, who's the guy in the middle?
No, wait a minute. Are these the fictional people or the actors that play them?
Oh, it's absolutely the fictional character.
Okay,
the guy in the middle is Danny McBride from Eastbound and Down.
Okay.
I
think I want to pick Ron Swanson here.
Okay.
Because I love Parks and Recreation, and also I love his hatred for everything with the government, and I feel like we could rant about that for a while. That could be fun. Jeff Bridges is the Big Lebowski could be cool, but I'm not that cool. So like I don't think I would go. I don't think that would work for me. And then Ron Burgundy's too stupid. It would drive me crazy.
Okay. Wait. Okay. So
scares me.
Well, who's one that you would admit off the top? Cut someone off the top immediately.
Oh, what's his name from Always Sunny?
Oh my God.
Danny Vito?
Oh my God.
No, what's his name what's his character on the show though?
I don't remember.
That character.
I know who Danny DeVito is. I just forget his name on the show.
It's Dang, I don't know this. I love so Okay, so that's who you would lop off the top, and then your pick was Ron Burgundy.
Yeah, my pick is Ron Burgundy.
Doug?
Or no, my pick is Ron Swanson.
Ron Swanson. Sorry.
Middle left.
Doug? Best, and who would you lop off the top?
All right, off the top, I am lopping off Tony Soprano. One, because I'm not hanging out with organized crime. I could also log off Walter White, but so either one of those. So because as much as these other people were problematic in their own ways, I don't want to be fucking running against law enforcement. Anyway, my two characters, I'm gonna pick three, but my first one
Three.
Listen, I'm gonna pick one. My first one is Ron Burgundy, because that's just gonna be dumb and stupid, and that's gonna be fun.
It would be funny.
The second one would be Danny DeVito's character from Always Sunny, because that character is just fucking buck wild. I don't know what the fuck's gonna happen. And Ron Swanson is my third, just because Scotch. I fucking love Scotch.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Same.
Mine is simple. It's the Danny DeVito character. It would just be wild. I love Sonny. I just want to fucking bring the chaos, bring the unconventional thinking, bring the wildness. Like it is so. I'd rather have that than just the most boring ass motherfucker ever. Like,
you know who'd be the most boring in that? Who'd be the most boring? Al Bundy. Al Bundy would be boring.
Misogynistic.
Cool. But back to back to Danny DeVito's character. He's just so wild, and it's just like I don't actually. If you know the show, I don't feel Danny DeVito's going to get me killed. So then the shenanigans around it will just be so much fun just to watch him interact with all that. So like that's why he would be fun. He would just make me laugh the whole time. I would just be laughing. Now, the one that I didn't think I was gonna be, but like I wanted to come here and pick Norm. Just because that character, again, yes, the show's obnoxious and there's obnoxious things about it and blah 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 blah. But if you just narrow down that character and just what he was about in the context of that show, it was just having a beer and talking shit. Like, and that's just I just want to just come up to a guy and just talk beer and you know what I mean, Carl? It was just so it would be like it wouldn't be any dangerous. I would probably just like go home early that night. You know what I mean? I would go home early to my family. It wouldn't be anything kind of like crazy. Norm is just like to me in this one, Norm is just the most safe.
And like option. Everyone would believe you if you said, "Oh yeah, I went and I had a beer with Norm." You know what I mean? Like no one would be like, "And like there's no like story there." But if you like, "Oh, I had a beer with," any of those people, they'd be like, "Oh my god." But like Norm, of course you had a beer with George. Of course you did. Like
yeah. And so the one I would club off, very easy, and I just couldn't do it from the way my mindset is today. Is of course the Married with Children, Ed O'Neill.
Yeah.
I would choke fucking Ed O'Neill out. I would choke that character out after like
he's too
fucking like 5 beers. It would literally be a situation like especially if he's a character, right? I would just be like, I can't with this motherfucker. Like I just
you want to talk about
because you look back at Married with Children, it's great.
Like the poster child for weaponized incompetence. So
and it was a great show, but like if it was like real time, I was there, I would just lose my goddamn mind with that guy. So that's and also I love the show. But I fucking loathe that character, Walter White. I cannot tell Doug knows I love the show. It's one of my favorite shows ever.
If you like him,
he is so lovable that I couldn't have a beer with that jackass. He's such a jackass. Oh my god.
No,
if y'all know the story,
you lionizing and liking him as a person, there's something wrong with you. Like
you're weird.
Not a good dude. Like he is not
even on any scale of the imagination. Like you could, and you probably know this, Carla. You could grab something. You can grab a little bit of humanity out of Tony Soprano, like a little. There's nothing with Walter White. That dude is black throughout. He is. Yeah. He's not white. He's
evil.
He's just as a gross. Anyway, I thought that was fun.
Yeah, that's fun.
Oh my motherfucking god!
Manny bringing in the Coutray and take, of course.
Oh, this shit's fucking great. Doug, where? I know what to do here, right, Doug? I think.
Yes,
I
you
know.
do. I hope.
If
Maybe.
I don't, do you? Doug didn't even help a nicka out.
Hey, I would have been able to do it. I just didn't realize you needed help. Sir.
Whatever, man.
Yeah.
There's always something with you. There's always something with me. Some weird beer, maybe from Smitty, maybe not. It's a good lager. It was a lager fest here, and I'm going to Lager Fest tomorrow. Is that a Doug? I did a theme. Remember, Doug used to do themes, and
I used to do themes.
and I never did themes, and I did a theme, and I didn't even know I was doing a theme, Doug.
There you
It was
go.
all themed out, and I themed myself with these 2 lagers that Doug sent me. Right? Doug sent me all these beers or something.
Yep.
Doug is sending me lagers left and right. Let's go, Doug. Always accept beer, and especially lagers, right, Carla?
Oh yeah, I like a lager. I'm not.
I
They're not my top, but I like them. It's good.
no.
Yeah.
I just like that Weekend craft beers are making them good, that I don't have to go. You know what I mean? Like they're really taking it up on the the big beer and all that. But we're not trying to go down that rabbit hole. But the rabbit hole we're trying to go down, Carla, is what did you drink, and would you like to share how they were?
Yeah, so the Baxter Stowaway, just really solid, nice IPA. I think the Baxter Stowaway and the Sebago Fries Leaf that I had, they're in the same family of life. Like they are an older school IPA, but not as old school as like an English IPA. So they're very like that West Coast ish, but they're not really West Coast. But they've got those like nice clear hops, nice clean profile. Just a really nice, like 6% and 6% one, 6.9% the other. Just nice. They're just like good hit. They hit well. They're in my fridge. They're local. They're good. That one I had yesterday, the Saison from Foam, was excellent. I highly recommend if anybody has an opportunity to get there. It's not distilled in our state, so my friend, our neighbor across the street, bringing it to us was awesome. So I was really excited to have that yesterday, even though I should have had it on today. But yeah, I hit the theme of familiar and good in my house today, so it's good. It worked.
Oh, that's good. And the best friends are beer friends, right?
Yeah.
What's going on, Doug?
So I'm not going to talk about the one that I had that was old because that was tasty. This was my least favorite, which was the Duchesse chocolate cherry. There's a little bit of sour thing, which I really
a cool name.
Yeah, it is a cool name and a nice bottle, but it was just too sour for my taste. The next thing I had, this was Whippoorwill, which was
I love that word. Love the word.
Also, great can art. Best can art I had this evening.
Great name too. Great name.
Absolutely. The best thing I had was the coffee blonde. That was really excellent.
That's polka dotty.
Yeah. So this was from Beer Tree with their batch coffee, which was they also owned. So that was very good. That was delicious. So
that's a happy can.
It was a very happy can.
And we're leaving on a happy note. Well, thank you, Carla.
Yeah, thank you, Carla, for hanging out with us.
Having me back. Yeah, I appreciate it. Like I said,
it's
been a long time, but like I still remember what beer tastes like and things, right? Like
I saw you go by just the Beer Babe. You shed Maine.
I never had the Maine as the moniker, so I've always just been the Beer Babe. But I have just been covering Maine beer for a really long time. And it's got an asterisk next to it because I'm not actually writing anywhere and I'm not actually blogging anywhere. I'm not. That is my name, but not my profession any longer. So I have passed that on to other folks in the local scene that are more able to get out and try beer than me with a 2-year-old. So it's good.
If you would like to talk about broader beer things ever, I know a great place for that. Just letting you know.
Yeah.
So, on that note,
I'll think about it.
I know a great place for you if you're ever looking. All my blogging friends are retired, Doug.
It's got an asterisk because I haven't fully 100% retired, but it's one of those things that's like But it has definitely not been a focus for me for the last 2.5 years. There's been a
Yeah, I'm not sure if you're aware, but there's a really big beer festival in Madison, Wisconsin this year that you could probably attend.
I am coming to Milwaukee for a work conference in I think in October. So I will hit you up.
Look up our guy right there.
Sure. Yes, I will hit you up.
I heard Milwaukee.
Yeah, I'm going to Milwaukee for a geospatial conference related to my work. So that'll be fun. But
Milwaukee, the beer garden capital of America.
Nice. I think it's going to be very different from the last time I went. When
was the last time you were there?
The Beer Bloggers Conference.
Oh, yeah. Milwaukee's a different beer place for sure.
Yeah.
Yeah, it is. I think it's an overall better place.
Nice.
Some people disagree, but
nice.
And on that note, thank you again, Carla.
Hey, buddy. Thank you. Carla. Thanks for having me. Appreciate it.
And next week, Doug, y'all will be graced with just Doug and I's presence. So you've been warned. So we don't have a guest bailing this out and making us look good next week, y'all. So so on that note, we will see y'all next week. Carla, again, thanks and have a great summer.
Yeah, you too.
Running around with your toddler, or running after your toddler, I'm pretty sure.
Yeah, she's fast.
Yeah, right.
Faster than me.
No disrespect, but you're close to my age, so that's running.
Yeah, my bones are making all those noises every time I go.
Right, that's why Doug and I are like, yeah, our kids are old. We don't have to literally run after them anymore. Actually, they hunt us down for the Cash App, right, Doug? We'll leave on that.
Oh, yes, they do.